This is every huge base that I've made in 99 Nights in the Forest. The bases that I pushed to the absolute limit of just how big you can build your fire. So let's get into it. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest log wall base in 99 Nights in the Forest. And for this, I'm playing Lumberjack, that way we can get as many logs and saplings as possible, because we're gonna need that if we're gonna be growing all of these trees to get all these log walls. There we go. 5 logs from one tree is pretty good. That's what I'm really hoping for, because, you know, 1 or 2 trees doesn't give you too much extra, but if I'm cutting down like 30 trees, then we're gonna be doing this a lot faster. There we go, fire level 3. Now I want to go loot a little bit. Actually, let me get the map and then we'll go loot, because I do need to get a weapon to go save the kids. All right, we can get the crafting bench 2, regular bed, sundial, and the compass. There we go, got a good sack. Won't need to trade with a pelt trader for a little bit. There's a polar bear. This absolute giant monster sized polar bear. Dude, I have no idea how much damage he does, but I'm not gonna find out. There we go, got a spear too. Means we can go get the kids when we're ready, or at least the first 2. All right, I'm about to starve, so I'm gonna head back to the base, and I think I'll take out the wolves by the first kid. That way we can get the first kid and get a lot of food. We also have a lot of fuel, so we might be able to get fire level 4. Oh yeah, there we go, that was easy. So now I'm gonna go get the first kid. Excuse me, my good sir. Oh, there's a deer. There's a deer. And put the key in. Wait, what was that? But I'm gonna grab all this food. There we go. First kid is home. Got a lot of food to eat as well. And now we can also go get the second kid. Gotta be a little bit more careful here, especially because the one wolf is getting on top of the other ones. All right, second kid is safe. We also have a ton of loot. I'm gonna get some more wood so we can get the old bed as well. There we go. Place that down before it turns daytime. And now we're getting a ×5 multiplier already on day 4. So that's pretty good. I'm also gonna get us 2 farm plot. That way we can start growing our food, and then eventually we'll have to get a crock pot. Furniture traders here as well. We'll get a purple rug. I don't think I've seen one of those in a while. Okay, I mean, I'm still gonna buy your furniture, but you are definitely getting a lawsuit. Bro, literally, wait, hold on. I just remembered. The story of this game is that you went into a park, the deer sightings and all that. So what in the world is this dude doing in a park with all this furniture? How big is this park? I don't think I'm gonna question it though. I'm very appreciative of what he's giving me. There we go, got a rifle. Definitely gonna need that. Oh, I'm about to die of hunger. I need to do something. All right, there we go. Eat a little bit of raw food. I won't die yet. Okay, gotta be very careful heading home though. I wish I had a flashlight. We also do have a what are you doing? Yo, stop, dude, you're breaking. It's illegal. What is happening? There you go. You know what, I'm gonna get a nice screenshot of you. That's a very nice for thumbnails. What is happening with this deer, man? I don't want to get too close to him. I don't want to. Oh, there he goes. Well, that was interesting. All right, I'm gonna chop down these trees for some wood, just so we can get the fire to the next level. Then we can go get the third kid. And then by stockpiling all these saplings, especially because I'm lumberjack, I should maybe at least be staying the same amount of saplings, if not getting even more. Our tree supply is going to continue to grow, and then we'll have so much wood for this base, because it's going to be big. I'm also going to need at least 60 wood just for the torches alone. I also just realized all this is wet, so I can't really use it, but we're just going to put it in the crafting bench. You know what, maybe I can make the biofuel processor if I upgrade this, and I need 1 more piece of wood in here. Biofuel. All right, we'll use this instead for now. But for this day, I'm going to get more wood, put in the biofuel, and then also take all these saplings and plant them together. All right, we got a piece of coal. This should be the last little push that we need. There we go. Now I'm gonna try to get a crock pot, so that way we can get some stable food. All right, we can get that. I need 3 more wood for a good bed. We're gonna get that before it turns daytime. There we go. Place is down back here, and then tomorrow we're gonna go get the third kid. Before we leave though, I'm gonna get 1 quick stew. Before we leave though, I'm gonna get 1 stew real quick, and then also get this wood here so we can build our boost pad. All right, we're good. Charge this real quick. Make sure I get his location on the compass, and then go over there. All right, he's 1 shot. I can just drop down there. There we go. Got a strong flashlight. Definitely gonna need that. Deer is hungry tonight, so we are heading straight home. Not gonna try to fight him. I don't know if he'll instantly spawn, but I do want to get home. I think I found a new trick though, and it's that if I'm running from the deer, I just hold a shift lock, so that way I can run backwards and shine the light at him much easier than doing some spin around like this. Yeah, that makes it way easier. But the third kid is now home safe. Now we just gotta focus on getting a level 6 fire. So I'm gonna go get a bunch more saplings, try to stay close to the base so I don't die. That way we can get a bunch of wood for the biofuel and more saplings, which will give us more wood for the log walls and even torches too. There we go. Gonna have a bunch of wood right here. Might be enough to get us to the max fire. All right, about to turn morning. We only have 5% left, and all these are about to grow. So I think I'm only gonna use a few of these to upgrade the fire, and then the rest of them we're gonna just spend straight away on our log walls. And I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, a little bit of logs right here, but we'll use a few of these, maybe like 5 or 6. 7. There we go. All right, fire is complete. Rest of these we're gonna put in the crafting bench. All right, we got 128 wood. Now I want to show you my plan. We're first gonna build all these log walls around the level 6 fire circle, which is this white dotted line right here that goes in a circle all the way around the base. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna buy 5 torches, which cost 6 scrap and 6 wood each, which will extend the base even further, and we'll build another layer of log walls. And then finally we'll put down all the rest of the torches, making the biggest base possible, where we'll do our final layer of log walls. So we're gonna start with this layer right here. And what's nice about these is that even though I can't see the circle right here, I can find out where it is just by seeing where this thing is placeable. There we go. We got a decent arc, maybe 25% of the first wall done. Now I do want to go loot, because for this to be very quick, I do want to get the strong axe or even the chainsaw if possible. Oh, well, that's convenient. I just found where the 4th kid is by accident. I think though I'm not gonna loot it just yet. I want to loot this cultist base. That way we can get a strong axe, or at least hopefully get one. Yo, what was that? That was a murder. I was so oh, okay, cool. You just use your magic tricks to disappear after you kill me. That's nice. Yeah, definitely got to use Robux on this stuff. There we go. Gotta be more careful next time. We also did get a pumpkin. Pretty nice. But now I'm gonna head back over there, but I'm gonna be a little more careful. All right, we just took out the cultists. Got the coins. Oil barrel's gonna be useful. Just looking for the strong axe now. Got a gem. Iron armor. That's good. Got another rifle, but no strong axe yet. Maybe I should get the 4th kid, because there's usually a chest down there, and I think I'll be safe right here from everything. Oh, dude, no, I'm not safe. I'm not safe. Okay, I'm never gonna assume I'm safe ever again. Almost died right there. Let me try to get up here. There we go. Okay, I think we're safe for now because the deer is at our base with the cultists right now. Oh, nah. All right, let's take out this raid real quick and then we'll go back. I have to be so much more careful. It seems like the game has gotten a lot harder. All right, I'm gonna go back up top and then I'll get my stuff after we clear out the bears. All right, let's grab our stuff, get the 4th kid. All right, just got another 155 wood. Don't have the strong axe just yet, but we're gonna make do with what we have for now. All right, can't place all of them because I do need to get rid of this tree, and then I also need to get rid of all of my trees when they grow. So for now, I'm dropping those 2 over there. We're gonna make some food and then go look for a strong axe. Oh, there we go. Right in here, we got a giant sack. Don't even have to open a chest. About to die though, but we can just get the bandages and make it through the windows. Still looking for that strong axe though. Oh, there we go. We got a mythic chest right here. Maybe we can get the chainsaw out of it. Get this mythic chest. There we go. We got a riot shield, but also a gem of the forest fragment, which is interesting. I don't think that was there in the update day, or at least when I played it, but I think now all mythic chests give you a little fragment. Still trying to find where in the world I can get a strong axe. Maybe in here. Deer is hungry tonight, but there is a raid, so we should teleport away. Another mythic chest. No way. Maybe this one will get the chainsaw. There we go. That is what we like to see. All right, this is about to be the easiest challenge of 2015. What in the world? What is that? You can grow a cake out the ground with a little cherry on top too? I mean, I'll take it. Appreciate you, my guy. But all right, but we do have the chainsaw, so we can just take all of this out in 2 seconds. There we go. That's a lot of wood. We'll also cut down this tree that's in the way over here. All right, we're gonna keep all our trees over here now. At least if I can plant them. Yeah, okay, we can. So we're gonna see just how much wood we can get into the crafting bench now. There we go. 199 wood. Not bad. But let me take all these saplings and then we'll replant them just so we can keep getting a stable source of wood. But now that we have the chainsaw, we can get so many saplings. All right, plant all these. There we go. So now I do want to go get the stronghold just so that we can get more cultist gems. Actually, you know what? I think we're good on cultist gems. I can get the giant bed. I can get the oil drill. We're good on that. Okay, never mind. But I do still want to go there anyway because I do want to get the coins that they have. That way we'll be able to get a lot more furniture for our base, which is gonna be huge. Get the radar real quick. Spend the scrap to get the stronghold location. Oh, wow. I was right next to it. All right, last few enemies right here. There we go. I have 270 coins now, maybe a little bit more up here. No, okay. But we do get our fragment. I think we might get another fragment out of the mythic chest as well, which would be a little bit weird, but maybe this mythic chest, they made it so you don't get another fragment. No, you still get a fragment. I think we now have a full fragment too. And now that we're about to surpass day 99, we're gonna get a fragment for every single raid. But for this chainsaw, don't really need this, so we're gonna have it as a beautiful decoration right here. Set it on fire. Totally won't cause an explosion. I think that's very nice. There we go. Wait a second. Can I combine these? There we go. Okay. I thought because I accidentally combined 2 pieces of 2, I wouldn't be able to combine it. But we could put this into here, and it kind of, okay, I think it keeps it off to the side of the crafting bench. So we have our green gem. Get that crafting bench 5. We might honestly get something here, because if the stronghold really gives you 2 gems per clear, and we're gonna have raids, of course, we might be able to get something. Maybe a respawn capsule, maybe the accelerometer, which wouldn't be too useful for this video. So I think it's between the respawn and the weather machine. But for now, let's cut down all these. All right, this is kind of insane. There we go. 99 days and 76 minutes. We have 300 coins as well. So next time the furniture trader comes by, I'm gonna be making him bankrupt. Actually, no, very rich. He'll have no stock and all the money, so very rich. All right, planting all these again. It's gonna give us a ton of wood. We also have a bunch of wood in our crafting bench now. We have 244. So now let's get everything out we can in log walls and see if we can finish this wall. There we go. Now I do need to get rid of one or wait. I don't have a hammer. Am I stuck forever? Hold on. I don't have a hammer. I have to find something I can build just to jump over. So I'm gonna make a quick shelf. I'm gonna drop the rest of my logs as well. We'll save that for the next wall. Build a shelf. Okay, there we go. Be very careful about that. I just locked myself in here without a hammer. So I'm gonna go buy the location of the anvil, and then with that we can go get the hammer. All right, got even more wood here, but I think before we cut that down, I'm gonna go get the hammer. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He spawned on the roof and then fell right through. Oh, and there's a wolf too. Can I get the same thing to happen with this wolf? Please go down there. Now let's build this. Gotta get 5 wood, 5 scrap. Now let's go fix up our base. Wait a second. Without the hammer, I couldn't even get back into my base if I wanted to. So for now, we're gonna leave this tiny little hole right here. But now that we're past day 99 and we're about to get raided, we should get another forest fragment. I think I'm also gonna take our defensive blueprints and put them right here like this, because I think they should start coming through this door. Let's see. Oh, wait, I don't even see them coming through. Are they all just waiting outside? I think they're all just waiting. Yeah, that's weird. Huh, maybe the door's too small. So I think I'm gonna pick up this wall right here. Maybe they'll start coming through. I'm about to die, dude. These crossbow guys always have the best aim on planet Earth. I always gotta take them out first. There we go. Now we got our first of 4 forest gems. Put that off to the side. And now I just need more wood, which I can get right here for torches. But before then, we're gonna go hit up the furniture trader because he's back in town. All right, let's see. Purple signpost for the koala kid, barrel for the farm, camping chairs, we'll figure that out, amaryllis, and red pillows. Interesting lot of items, but I still have 300 coins left, so we're good. All right, now let's cut all this down. And with this, we can make our first 5 torches. And then where should we put them? I guess we'll just put them behind the beds for right now. And with that, the base should be a lot bigger. Yeah, there we go. We got an extra layer of walls to put right here. So we're gonna start with that. What in the world? What in the world? Okay, that's an interesting barrier. I guess the circle might be a little bit bigger, but the actual room you could build stuff is a little smaller. But I'm gonna try to keep it out as far as possible. All right, maybe we did a little over 25% of the wall. Maybe 25% exactly, kind of hard to tell. But it's gonna be huge. Gonna go hit up the stronghold again. Should be able to get 2 more forest gems. And then the next raid will give us the last one we need to build. I don't even know what we're gonna build yet. I am back. Thank you for welcoming me into your home one more time. I did not take off my shoes at the doormat. I am very not sorry. Where did you come from, man? You don't spawn in here. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. There we go. Got the level 2 stronghold beat. We'll take our gem fragment, cultist gems, regular gems. Then we'll take our extra gem. And honestly, whatever comes out of here, I'm good. I think the only last thing I need is thorn armor. So we're going to put this as another decoration. Looks very nice. All right. Put our fragments together here. We got 3 out of the 4 pieces. And this raid will give me the last piece. All right. Put this together. And we've got our last, or not our last, but our second gem to finally craft something out of the crafting bench level 5. But before we do that, we do need to go get more scrap. Furniture trader's also in town today, so we're gonna go hit him up. Good evening, sir. I would like your finest camping chairs. Double, single fairy lights, red posts, camping chairs. I'm gonna go to the very edge of the map, look for as much scrap as possible, and then we will definitely have enough by the time we get back to the base. All right, we're back to the base. Should have enough scrap by now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, respawn capsule or weather machine. Which is best? Respawn capsule 100,000,000%. I have died, or at least came close to dying so many times by now. I'm gonna drop off all my furniture first because I can't even see the respawn capsule, but here it is. Where do I want to put this? I want to put it kind of off to the side. I would say right here for now. I'm assuming we could pick it up later. So we have to activate this. It costs a cultist gem. Interesting. So if I die, I should respawn just right immediately in there. But it does cost the cultist gem, which honestly is not that bad. I have a bunch of those. So I'd get a total of 8 free revives because I started with 8. Now I have 7. But let's see how that works. For now, we're going to build the base base though. All right, just finished chopping down some wood, and now we got a raid coming. Now I'm interested because I do have a lot of respawn capsules. If I just die, do I just instantly respawn? Just almost automatically respawn immediately. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. They have a whole animation for it too. So let me recharge this real quick. Wait, it costed more than a gem this time. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that because it is kind of overpowered. So I guess maybe it goes up by a gem every single time you use it. So it's probably best you do not die. Use this as the absolute last resort. Using that as like a, hey, I just want to get home fast trick is not good. The animation though is really cool. There we go. Raid complete. I don't know for sure if we're going to do this, but I'm going to be stacking up gem fragments with all the raids. So we might be able to get a second one and then get the weather machine or maybe even the temporal accelerometer. Okay, this is insane. The wood is almost stacking up over the... I can't even see. It went over the wall, or maybe it went through the wall with when I mined the trees. But that is just an insane amount of wood. Furniture trader is back today. Gonna go hit him up. Excuse me, my good sir. Please have your horse not murder me this time. Hedgerows are good. Camping chairs. 3 fairy light doubles. That's pretty rare. Still have 400 coins though, so we'll be ready for the next time he comes back. This is about to be probably the best base I've built so far. We have so much furniture. We have a respawn chamber, which is gonna help a lot, just in case I accidentally get overwhelmed with a raid or something. And the amount of wood we have is insane. Just got us another cultist gem and a forest gem. See, now the cultist gems are actually pretty valuable to me because it used to be that I wouldn't really use them, but now if you can use it to recharge this thing, oh yeah, we're using that every single time we can. I do need some more scrap. I'm gonna go get the ammo crate, and then when I have the ammo crate, I can loot the stronghold one more time, and then we'll just get the temporal accelerometer because I'm curious how that works. I'm wondering if it's worth it, like if it's 1 cultist gem per night, maybe it'd be really worth it then to go loot the stronghold as much as possible. All right, we can get the ammo crate. Now I'm gonna buy a bunch of rifle ammo. Don't think I have enough, so I might get more scrap, but for now we're gonna chop down these trees. But we're getting there. We're getting really close. Now the reason I say that we're really close and I haven't built anything in a while is because we're about to hit 1,000 wood in our crafting bench. So I'm interested to see what happens. Get it up to 999. What happens if you hit 1,000? Does it just change? Okay. All right. I was expecting something a little weird, but I guess they did prepare if someone was as crazy as me to get 1,000 wood. So with all of this, I don't even know how many walls I could get. I'm just gonna craft all of them and we're gonna try to go place them. Oh, also I do want to make torches, but don't have any scrap right now, so we'll do that later. I have no idea how many log walls I have at this point. I probably have about 80 log walls now, so I think we're good to finish at least this one. Let's see. Okay, we want the door to be right there, so we'll just continue on through here. There we go. Pick up these extra ones that I dropped just for the sake of reaching my hammer. We still have so many left over, but that is the second layer of the wall done. So now we just need to get some more torches and we'll be able to do the third layer really fast. Still have so many of these. It's insane. There we go. That's all the leftover that I have. We have a mountain of them. All right, let's go see what the furniture trader has today. Fairy light arch, red rug, fences. What? An out of stock barrel. I don't even know what happened there. We are getting another raid though, but after this raid, we're gonna have to go get more scrap. This does look really nice. I do like the new log walls. I'm gonna start putting down my defensive blueprints, or at least this one right here. There we go. We only need 1 more forest gem now, so I think maybe we should just wait for another raid rather than going to the stronghold and spending all that stuff on there, like all the scrap that I'll need to get ammo and then spending the ammo itself. So we're just gonna wait for the next raid, then we'll get another forest gem. Dude, this is absolutely insane. I have so much wood here. I don't even know how I'm gonna spend it all. I don't even think I can spend it all. Maybe we'll need some of it, but there's no way I'm gonna need all of that. But now let's go get our scrap. No way I found the bear. I've only seen the wolves do this. Okay, maybe that's why. No way. No, the deer's hungry too. No, that's not the flashlight. I don't have medkit. Yeah, I do. Wait, take the medkit. Okay, I'm gonna grab this tire real quick and then hold the shift lock and just do that every once in a while. That way I should be able to make it back home. Okay, that was a little close, but using shift lock makes it so much easier. Just do one of these. There we go. All right, we're back to the base. Put all these in there. That is definitely enough for us to get our last torches. Gonna get those last 5. We're gonna place them also right here. And there we go. Our base is now the maximum size. And then we're gonna make one last wall along this entire circle. Not sure what I'm gonna do about this lake here. That's a little interesting of a spot. But yeah, we're gonna have to do another third layer. So I'm gonna cut down this tree. And then I guess it's just using all the wood that we got and all the log walls that we already have. I have no idea. Not the faintest clue or any shred of evidence just how much wood all this is gonna be. I could barely see myself. Think that's it. There we go. That might be enough wood, you know. Maybe. It's probably pouring over the wall as well. Yeah, a little bit. Or at least it spawned through the wall. All right, time to spend 3 whole hours picking all this stuff up. You know what? Maybe I'll just use whatever we have for right now. And then if I do need more, we'll just take from this absolutely massive pile. There we go. We now have our final forest gem, at least for the gem that we're making right now. So let's combine that. There we go. Put that in the crafting table. We're gonna need more scrap before we make anything, so we're gonna go do that. And then I think we're gonna go with the temporal accelerometer. The weather machine might be a little bit more useful, but I do want to figure out how the temporal thing works. Furniture Trader's also back, so you know we're buying his entire stock. He had a fountain too. That's good. I think I've gotten that maybe once or twice before. You know what they should make? Because there's a way to get infinite wood by just replanting saplings, or at least not infinite wood, but a lot of wood. They should make something, not an oil drill, but another kind of drill. Just a drill in general, and that'll mine for ores, which will then give you scrap instead of having to go loot for it. And especially because you can run out of it if you get a lot of these endgame items. Especially because I do need more scrap, and I've looted a decent portion of the map already. So now let's put all this scrap in, and then we're gonna make our temporal accelerometer. Never used this thing before. It's not that big. I thought it'd be bigger. All right, activate to skip the night. Costs 1 whole gem. So right now I'm gonna wait till the day counter's done. So we're on day 285. So we should be on day 294 if I skip this day. So if I click it, then the sundial timer is not moving. I mean, it is moving, but not faster. So maybe this really only does skip the night portion. So like the 1 minute and 30 seconds of the night. So I mean, that's not too bad, but I kind of wish it would just be something that would put up your day counter by another day with whatever multiplier you have. So if you spend a cultist gem, I have the 9 times multiplier. It'd give me 9 days. Now though, we are gonna go place all of these. I do want to drop my furniture though. I don't want to get that mixed up. All right, let's figure out what we could do with this lake problem. Because I can only place up to about right here. So we'll keep it like this. Actually, maybe move it a little bit to the left whenever I can though, because I can't find my hammer yet. So we're just gonna build the wall around and then fix the mistakes afterwards when I can reach my hammer. Okay, so this is another lake. Gonna just kind of jut this inward like so. And then we could build one to the side, or at least facing this way. Then another one like this. Wait, temporal accelerometer should be working now. All right, turn to daytime. It does. Okay, perfect. That is actually pretty cool. You know, I'm actually getting close to finishing this. I wonder if I already have enough. Maybe I'll need a few more, but we've already done such a huge portion. I think I'm maybe 75-80% done. Yeah, I mean 75% done or so. Maybe like 70% when I actually said it though. All right, we are getting another raid, so we'll have to take care of that. We'll set up all of our bear traps. All right, while we wait for this raid, just gonna get more logs. Yep, there we go. All right, I have 180 in our crafting bench, 180 wood. So we're gonna see if that's enough. It should be, but we'll see. We're gonna have to turn this really sharp like this, which is not that great, but we kind of have to do it. There we go. Last wall, and I might have just trapped myself. Okay, no, I had a little tiny way to get out, but that is all 3 walls complete. This wall does not look nice, but everything else here does look really cool. And with that, now we have to start making the base look really nice, because this doesn't look nice. I'm gonna put our extra log walls over here just in case we might need them. I'm also gonna skip the night. We'll activate this. It only takes 1 gem this time. That's good. Furniture Trader is back today though. See what he's got. Lavenders, curved hedgerows, fences, 5 wooden chairs, always useful, and more hedgerows. Not bad. But now that we're on day 312, some of that is skipped, obviously, with the 2 night skips that we've done so far. But still, we are ready to build a really nice base. We have so much furniture to place and so much wood to get rid of. So we're gonna start with the wood. All right, everything is generally in one place. I do have to get the stuff back here too though. All right, all cleaned up. We'll put this into the fire. Oh dude, we have so many saplings that the cultists are moving in slow-mo now. There we go. Raid is done. Extremely laggy, but not too bad. So now we have to make this base look pristine. And to start out, we're gonna get rid of a few of the things that I've been using, like the oil drill, biofuel, and boost pad, and also the lightning rod. And I'm gonna buy 1 more because we're gonna place a lightning rod on each side. So we're gonna start with that. Lightning rod 1 will be to the right side like this, and then our second lightning rod will be over here. That way it covers the whole base while it's also not directly in the center. Boost pad, we might just put that right by the door here like this. The oil drill is interesting. I wonder if there's a lake. I think there's one to this side. The wall is kind of covering it, so I don't know if I want to use that. I'm wondering if there's a lake inside the base or not. not? Oh yeah, there is. Right there in the center. Okay. So we're going to put that off to the side here so that all of that goes into the little pond. Now, as for the biofuel processor, we're going to put that to the side of the crafting bench. Don't need it just yet. And if we do end up needing it, we could just place it back down. But for now, the oil should be good enough. These are also really interesting. I don't know where I'm going to put these. So we're going to leave them there for now. But the first thing that we're going to do is decorate all of the kids' tents. So let me move some of this stuff out the way. And now I have to sort all of this. This is going to take me a minute. Flowers we'll put on the rock. Farm stuff over here. We'll just kind of have to start sorting it out like that. All right, last thing. There we go. Okay, mixing it up a little bit. But now we have all the farm stuff off to the right, other stuff to the left, flowers here, and then our fountain I have separately. Because I'm not sure where I want to put this yet. Probably somewhere nice and center as like the centerpiece to our base. I also do need to finally trade with the pelt trader. Let's see. I don't need any of this. Give him the wolf pelt too. Don't need any of this either. Don't have the alpha wolf pelt though. So now let's start sorting this even further. And there we go. Everything is sorted out. We have a ton of camping chairs here in the center. All of our signposts off to the side. Nightstands. Got some rugs, pillows, and fairy lights. And then the flowers up here. So we're going to start out with doing our signposts. Those are always easy. Blue signposts. We're going to put them always facing this way in this circular direction. I also luckily have one for each kid. Then we're going to take the nightstands. And actually, before we do that, we're going to take the beds and put the beds as beds for the kids. So regular bed always goes with Squid Kid. Put that right here. Old bed always with Dino Kid. Giant bed with Kraken Kid. And good bed doesn't really fit the color, but with the Koala Kid. Now we can take our nightstands, put one for the Kraken Kid, and then another one over here for the Koala Kid, just because they both have the bigger bed. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should give the nightstands to the kids with the smaller beds. That way it looks a little more even. There we go. I'm also going to use our temporal accelerometer again. We'll activate that. Furniture Trader's back in town too. We're going to go hit him up. I'm lagging so bad because of that base. All right, what's he got? 2 bookshelves, table, mossy fences, purple beanbags, and a fairy light. Not bad at all. We're also going to give the bookshelf to the kids who have the smaller beds. So we're going to put them behind like this. Very nice. All right, next, I think we're going to work on the farm. And I'm not sure exactly where I want to put it. We don't have too much space. I think maybe if we moved the Koala Kid's bedroom to be back here, we can fit something right here. We're definitely going to have to move these saplings though. So let's do that. Put the good bed off to the side back here. Now we'll grab all these saplings. And then I also do want to build a wood storage, which is where we're going to put all these saplings right off to the side here. Now my game is running at 60 frames per second now that we're moving these. All right, this one's overflowing, dude. I might have to build a second one. I think I am going to do that. So we're going to put that one right here. And maybe with them in 2 separate piles, it won't lag as much because already right now my game's doing a lot better. All right, there we go. All our saplings are off to the side. Bedroom is moved to the back. So now we'll have to figure out how to put the farm right here. I'm going to move some of these things as well to give us extra space. And then we're going to have to move them maybe outside the base. Not too bad of a spot. Oh, wait, I can't build out here. Maybe we could put it on the inside right here. And we'll put the map like this just so that you can see it. Ammo crate we'll keep inside for now. Gonna put that right behind the crafting bench. And then the radar right next to it like this. Very nice. All right, this looks like a nice little spot of land that we got. Now I'm gonna build more farm plots. I want to have at least 6 total. I think we're gonna have them kind of off to the back side here. So we'll put a plus sign right here, one right here, and the last one right here. And I actually do have an interesting design for how I want to do this. Gonna move some of these torches out of the way for that. All right, what is happening? My game is lagging so bad. We are getting raided, but that shouldn't be it. Oh, I'm about to die. I gotta be careful here. You've got to be kidding. Glad I have this thing though. Gonna have to activate it again. All right, I'm definitely gonna get another lightning rod because otherwise that's gonna happen again. Or actually, nah, I was about to say maybe we could use the weather machine, but the weather machine also probably costs cultist gems. But my idea with the garden here is that we're gonna get some shelves and we're gonna use that as both the wall and storage. So we're gonna place these really close together. Place this one on a corner. All right, starting to look pretty good. Do need a few more though. Then I'm gonna extend it out like this, give it a little bit of a doorway entrance. There we go. Actually, you know what? Maybe I do want to extend this in a different way. So if I put this right here, instead, crockpot can go right there. Then we got a nice little section in here. Perfect. But we also do have a lot of fences and trellises, hedgerows as well. And the hedgerows I actually have a cool idea for. So we're going to separate all the hedgerows out of here and separate everything else into piles too. All right, we got a ton of hedgerows. So let's see what we can do with these. All right. I like this. This will be our eating area for the restaurant. And in here will be the kitchen. So good to start cooking some stew now. We do have some extra hedgerows, so I'm going to keep those off to the side for now until we know what to do with them. But now let's take our tables, of which we only have one, sadly. So we're going to put that kind of off to the corner here just in case the furniture trader comes back one more time. And we're going to make it a table for 4, just like this. And now we're going to go get our torches. We're going to put 2 right here at the front entrance. And before I forget, we also want to put some at the very, very front, just as a nice little entry. Oh, wait, can't do that. Okay, never mind. But we're going to put a torch back here, one in this corner, and one back here. Actually, you know what? There already is light from this torch, so we'll be efficient and put one back here. Very nice. But I just realized we still have a lot of mossy fences, so I'm wondering, what do I do? I'm not 100% sure, but we're also going to take some of these flowers. We'll give a lavender to the koala kid and another one next to her bed, just because the purple matches. But then as for these flowers, we'll put some of these by the restaurant, just like that, and like this, and right here. And my buddy, the furniture trader, is back in town. And one last flower we'll put right here. Very nice decorations, but we're gonna now see if we can get more tables. That's what we need. So for the table, put that right here. I'm gonna go grab that chair again. I'm gonna put the chair facing in here, and then we do only have stools left, so we're gonna put those here and right here. So not perfect, but hey, this looks very nice. I do want to figure out what to do with these trellises and fences though. Maybe we should rework the farm, but then again, I don't have much space. Space is what I need here. We can move the oil drill. Actually, you know what? We are going to do that. That would look nicer. So what we'll do is, because the thing is so tall, we could put it on this side of the fence, and it should still throw out all the oil barrels into the lake. So that gives us a ton of space. We're also going to pick up these torches for now and use them however we can, and then we'll put them off to the side here. Then we're going to get rid of all these shelf walls, and I know what we're going to do with them. I know what we're going to do here. I just got to cut to the thing. Now let me show you our restaurant. We have the entryway, flowers, torches, chairs. We changed all of this to be fences and trellises, trellises being more towards the customers. Then we added 2 more farm plots right here that we could just squeeze in like this. Crockpot moved over here, and then back here is where our storage is, where we have sorted shelves like pumpkin shelves, corn, carrots, stew, steak, and chicken. Even though it's not really chicken, it just looks like chicken legs. We also just got more food, so we're gonna put those on the shelves. All right, this should make the corn shelf look nice. Perfect. But now that we have this done, let's decorate the kids' tent, which I think I was gonna do first, which I kind of did, but now we can finish it. We have the red rug and the purple rug. Red rug, I do want to put underneath here. Maybe we should do this. Hold on. If I put the rug like this, and we pick up these 2, put the bed in the center, and then the nightstand off to the side. There we go. Looks a little nicer. Then the purple rug, we can't necessarily put that underneath the green bed, because it's, I mean, maybe it'd look kind of nice, but I want to put it out front, just like that. That one looks a little nicer to me. All right, we're gonna head out and get some scrap. That way we can get the weather machine. And the furniture trader is back too. Magnolia flowers, hedgerows. I don't even think I'm gonna buy those. Stools are nice though, and some blue pillows. It is really hard to find scrap out here now. There is a base here though. That should be where I get a lot. Yeah, I don't think I've looted it either. You know what? We're just going inside. We're just going inside immediately. Get the engine, get the tire. Don't even need this chest. I just need scrap. Excuse me, sirs. Giant sack, we'll need that. Iron armor up there, we'll need that. Is there anything back here? There's an old radio, that's useful. Anything back here? Nope. Put the scrap in. Still not enough. So we're gonna continue designing the base real quick. We're gonna put our wooden stools right here. We only have 1 to use though, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest. Log benches, I actually have an idea for this. I want to put 1 right here. I also want to pick up the signpost, and the other log bench we'll put right here. And I think this is the last one we'll put right off to the side as a waiting area for our restaurant. So if you're waiting for a table, bam, pop a seat right there and you're good. I also do want to add some fairy lights around the base, so we can put 1 right here for both the tent and the bed. We have a lot more flowers as well. We can give some of those to the Kraken kid for the sides of her bed, just like this. Looks very nice. We do have a fairy lights double. Maybe if I have 2 archways, I could use that. Do I not have an archway? I thought I had an archway. There we go. Okay, we have 1. I kind of wanted to use 1 on the front of the base, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to place it. Okay, I will. And we're going to put it like this. There we go. Don't think I'm going to need the arch. Kind of like it being on the restaurant. Looks pretty nice. We'll also put some for the front of the 2 girls' tents. We still have more, so we're going to put it on the back of the tents as well. We have some blue pillows. We'll put 1 as a pillow for the Kraken kid, and then the other one off to the side just to hang out on. Oh, wait, I have 2 more blue pillows. All right. You know what? What can we do with this? Maybe we could put 1 off to the side of the bed, 1 off to the back of the bed. Purple bean bag. Interesting. And we'll put another one as a front porch chair. We have another red pillow, so we'll put this off to the side as well. 2 purple pillows. Actually, wait, no, we have 3 purple pillows. So we're going to put 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Another red pillow. Didn't see I had this the first time, so we're gonna put this at the edge of the bed. Because we have some hedgerows, I'm thinking maybe I could do something with it, like a hedgerow off the back of her bed, matches the green a little bit, and then a couple hedgerows for behind her base. So like one off to the side here and one off to the side here forms a nice little nook. And then now we have to figure out what in the world to do with all these camping chairs. I think we're just gonna put them in a giant circle around the campfire like this, because we have so many. Dude, I have so many of these chairs. We're practically putting them touching each other. This is actually kind of crazy how many of these chairs I have. There we go. Finally placed all my chairs. That is insane. So now I'm gonna try to go get the rest of the scrap for the weather machine. All right, I should have enough. Head back to base. Now let's see what this thing can do. It's not that big neither, so we'll put it back here with the rest of the OP stuff. Modify the weather. Okay, spend the gem, and it worked. The rain immediately stopped. Cool. That's not bad. I actually kind of like that. We'll also skip another night, take our final torches, and we'll put them around the kids' tents. Then we'll give an extra one to the squid kid because his tent doesn't have too much. There doesn't seem to be much yellow furniture in the game. We also have 2 wooden stools, so I guess we could put that for the squid kid like this if he needs a chair to sit on or something, and then one on the side of his bed like this. This base is so full, dude. It's insane. This is very nice. But with that, we have officially completed our base. I don't think there's anything else really to do. I'm just gonna pick up these 2 things, but as for adding anything, we are good. But let's do the base tour. So as you can see on the outside here, we have our 3-layered log wall going all the way around the base with the maximum size as well. Some lights as you enter in with our utilities right here: map, sundial, compass, and boost pad. Some bear traps, which we have not activated yet because we don't have a raid yet. Bunch of saplings left over just in case I need a bunch of trees for whatever, but looks like we won't be needing those. We also have our health back there just in case you get injured. And then here we have the absolute amalgamation of 10,000 camping chairs. If you want one, take whichever one you like. I got too many. Then we have the kids' tents. We have the Kraken kids tent here, looking very nice. 2 flowers, which adds a little touch. We have the Dino kids tent right here. The Squid kids tent right here. The Koala kids tent is really nice. 2 purple bean bags out front, flowers, lights, another big light in the center here. Then we have right here her own hedgerow. Looks very nice. Adds a little touch to the base. And actually, before I show you the restaurant, our first customers are on their way for opening day. Come right this way, my good sir. Your name? David. Okay, sounds good, man. You can come right through here. Take a seat with me. No, sir, I'm not the food. I am not the food. Sir, I'm not the... All right, there we go. Now, we don't have any customers, as you saw earlier, but we have a very nice restaurant with its own waiting area out here. You're gonna have to listen to this grinder every once in a while, but it's just that good of a restaurant. On the inside, we have 2 tables for 4. Very exclusive restaurant. To get a reservation here is pretty hard. Has flowers, torches all around, looking very nice, with the farm and cooking section back here, as well as our own storage for all the things we might need for a restaurant. Maybe I do want some cake back here, but we don't have any right now. We do have pumpkins right here, corn, carrots, stew, steak, and chicken/beef. I don't know what to call that, but that is not it, because we have our oil drill in the background here, which is putting oil down in here whenever we need to restock for the fire. Gonna put this one back. And we have our very OP items all the way in the back here. We have our weather machine, which is blocking the rain for 3 whole days. We have our temporal accelerometer, which is a very hard thing to say, that has skipped a few nights for us, and our respawn capsule, which has saved me probably a few hundred Robux. But with that is the entire base. Maybe I forgot to mention these, but we got 2 lightning rods on the left and right, and that concludes the base tour. Let me know what you guys think of this base. It is so amazing from this view, seeing everything all at once, especially with how many walls we have. Looks nice. Looks really safe. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest base in 99 Nights in the Forest. You may not have used these before, but in the crafting bench, when you hit level 3, you can craft torches, which, when placed down, which I'm not going to do exactly right now, will expand the circle of your base out even further. And you could place a total of 10 torches, which will take 60 wood and 60 scrap. But first, let's go get the fire to max level. Oh, no way. I just found a mythic chest out of nowhere. Let me get the chainsaw out of this. Okay, tactical. I will take that. That'll help us for the stronghold. At least it's not the riot shield. Anything but the riot shield, and I'm okay with whatever it is. All right, this should be enough to get us to level 6. There we go. So now we have the largest possible circle without using torches. But before making this the biggest base ever, we're gonna build a wall. Then after placing 5 torches, another wall. And then finally, when we have the biggest size possible, another wall made out of trees, which is gonna take so long to get. So let's first start out with our very first wall, which is gonna be out of the wood rain storages. You can craft as many of these as you want. So I think I made about 6 right there. Gonna place them facing this way, kind of like this. We're gonna go all the way around in a circle, and that way when anyone wants to come in the base, they're gonna be stuck doing this. They literally can't get over it, especially because the slope is this way. So I can go out, but they can't come in. But before we finish building this wall, I'm gonna go get the first kid, because I do want to have all 4 kids for this base. There we go. We got the key. Drop it in. Also, quick tip, if you're a solo player with bad internet, kind of like me, how I disconnect sometimes, have your alt sit in the game and feed him a stew every once in a while. Because then when you reconnect, you can just join right back, and although you'll lose some stuff, you won't lose your run. But this should be the first kid right here. There we go. I can go get the second kid hopefully before the next day. All right, got the second key. I might even be able to get the third kid before the end of the day. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Take this alpha wolf pelt too for the trader. All right, we have the second kid. Gonna place the kid next to the tent area for where the second kid's tent is usually placed. That way I can make sure it places down and it doesn't glitch. Now let's see if we can get the third kid before the end of the day. Night is approaching, so we don't have too long. Oh no, the deer's here. I have to hope this tack can one-shot a bear. He's a little slower than me just because it is a very early day. Oh, it doesn't one-shot. Oh well, it's pretty close, not gonna lie. If I can I got the key. Now if I wrap around these trees, he should be too slow. Got stuck on the tree too. Put the key in, put the key in. Get down here into the room. He can't touch me in here. No way he can. All right, I should be good. So we're not gonna make it back to the base, but we are somewhat safe in here. It's just we'll get a wolf spawn probably. Yep, there's a wolf. Yo, dude. No. That's not fair. That's not fair. All right, if you fit through that door, I am uninstalling this game, even though it is quite literally a game that's played on servers. Oh, there we go. Got the strong axe. No, dude. My heart dropped. My heart dropped. I'm about to die though. I need food. Well, Robux always come in handy. Okay, we got our stuff back. We gotta now continue actually building the base. But I do think I want to get the 4th kid first. If we have all 4 kids, we can start placing down furniture, which is what I really want to do. We'll place the 3rd kid near where the tent is. Perfect. There we go. Got another legendary. I don't have that many coins though, so we're just gonna buy one of those and a trellis. Those are always useful. And then I'm gonna go loot the stronghold. That way we can get a lot more coins. There we go. First clear the stronghold. We have about 85 coins. There we go. Chainsaw, first try. We're going to need that, especially for the very outer wall where I'm gonna need a ton of saplings. I'm gonna go get the 4th kid now. That way our base will be complete, at least on the inside, enough so where we can add furniture. And then after that, we're gonna have to get so much scrap, but just for all the walls that we need to build. Also got a defense blueprint. I'll take one of those. There we go. Get the kid. Also got a med kit. We'll need that. 4th kid is officially in the base. We also have all our pelts here ready for the pelt trader. And now we can start decorating. We do have 2 light things. One of them being an arch and one of them being kind of like 2 poles together. So we're going to give them to both of the girls. 2nd kid will get this one. And the 4th kid will get this one. And the lightning rod is in the way. So there we go. All right, that looks nice. They have some lights to their tents. And we do need to go get more scrap now, because I do want to finish that wall. That'll help a ton with raids, and especially because my alt account, he's sitting right here. I literally have to come save him every time there's a raid. There is the pelt trader. So we're going to pick up everything in reverse order. Wolf pelt. I'll take a spear. Sir? Sir, are you okay? I didn't see what happened, man. Sir? Okay, there we go. He's back. We got the strong flashlight. And then finally for the bear pelt, we'll take the iron armor. That was pretty useful, not gonna lie. Hey, you get away from him. Hey, you stay back. That is my son. I don't know. It's my alt account, man. All right, there we go. Raid is complete. We are safe. And we have a ton of scrap to maybe finish the wall. Just maybe. All right, let's see if I have enough. Probably not, but we're gonna get a huge chunk done. Gonna have to take this wall in a little bit as it is going on a lake. So we're about maybe halfway done, slightly under halfway done now. Still have to get so much scrap though. Furniture trader is back though. We have enough coins to buy, I think, everything. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Yep, we have a decent amount left over too. All right, let's start placing some furniture. We could put a blue rug at the front and the back of the blue tent. That'll look a little nice. We have a green camping chair that doesn't really fit anywhere per se. So I'm gonna put that as a little work chair. Well, I have 3 of them. So, I mean, we could put them around here, have them as little chairs to cozy up by the fire. Then for the yellow camping chair will be a porch chair for Squid Kid. For the blue camping chair will be a porch chair for the Kraken Kid, which actually we have 2 of them. So I'm going to do one of these, and we have 2 yellow chairs as well. So I'm going to do one of these. Then we have some trellises. We're going to save those because I'm not sure what I want to do with the farm yet. Maybe I want to finish the wall first. I do want to fix it a little bit. This does look a little awkward. So to do that, we're going to go down to the anvil here and make ourselves a hammer. All right, we've got the anvil set up. Oh, and we're just raining literal cats and dogs today. Okay. We need 5 scrap, 5 logs. I have the 5 scrap right here, I'm pretty sure. This should count. Yep, all 5. And then logs are just right outside. Get a few of these trees. Oh, wow, 5 logs from 1 tree. I will take that. And it'll start crafting. And we'll take that. We got the hammer now. All right, furniture trader back in town. What you got for me, sir? I will literally just buy out your entire stock if you don't mind. Oh, there we go. This is going to give us a ton of scrap right here. Oh, no, the deer. He can't walk through those doors, can he? You know, I don't want to wait around and find out. I'm going back here. No way. 2 car engines right next to each other. That's exactly what we need. Another one back here. Oh, yeah, the deer did get in. I see him right there. Not opening this door. Yo, why are there so many alpha wolves inside the house? Dude, did you not read the doormat? No wolves inside the house. I'm kidding right now, dude. I gotta get out of here. Why are there 3 of them? What is this? This is a bad dream. I'm getting out of here, man. Okay, it's daytime. We're good. That was a little not to my liking. All right, if I could take this guy out, I think that's the last of them. All right, we got another building. Not gonna loot it now, though. Good to know for later. All right, just a casual 83 scrap. That should be enough to finish the wall, hopefully before we die. Gonna drop all my furniture real quick. See if we can craft this stuff pretty fast. All right, that might be enough. Gotta place this fast. All right, we're not gonna make it in time, but we added to it, definitely. Only have this little small section open. Dude, no way. I can hit them through the wall too. That's perfect. Let's see. Okay. Oh, whoa. Hey, hit me back. That's not fair. That's actually not fair, bro. All right, let's finish this first wall. Almost there. We're on our last 2. And there we go. The entire base is now surrounded. And if I want to get in on my own, just squeeze through this one sideways. There we go. I did build 1 extra, but I'm going to use that to hold some saplings because I'm about to get 3,000 saplings from this thing right here. It's the most satisfying thing you'll ever see, but it's the most painful thing to ever clean up in the world. No idea what's going on. I just hear noises and then I move around randomly. Okay, yeah, no idea where I'm gonna... I think I'll just put this wood in the fire. I literally don't need it. Actually, I'm gonna put it in the crafting table. Don't know what I'm gonna need in the future. All right, we're gonna store the saplings back here. Oh, there we go. Just hit day 99 as well. All right, now I'm gonna place some of the incredible amount of furniture that I have. Trellises, we're gonna sort over here. All of the fences we'll put in a pile like this next to the beds. We'll use those later. Get this one, this one, this one. Just pick those up and put these over here. There we go. So we have a red rug. We can put the rug similarly to how we did for the blue tent. 1 in back, 1 in front. And then what I want to do is put 1 on the side, kind of far off, like it's got to be parallel to the tent-ish. Like that. Then I'm gonna pick up this blue one using the hammer, and we're gonna do the same thing right here. And I'll show you why. Because we need to take these beds and move them to each of the tents. But the thing is, I do need the giant bed for the blue one. I just need more scrap. Place down these last bits of furniture, like the bookshelf, which is gonna be behind the bed. Gotta make it line up like this. Same thing for over here. Boom, perfect. Then for a green signpost, I think we're gonna put that somewhere near our farm, because green means vegetables. I'm also going to stuff this full of all the saplings we have, just because I'm not trying to break down the trees and replant them. I'm going to go get other trees that are on the map, but we already have a decent collection. I also do need to move some of this stuff that's in the way, like this, and okay, that's not what I wanted. We'll pick it up, pick up the light. Can we not? Okay, there we go. We can pick up the light. Wait, there we go. Okay, it's kind of hard to pick up, but we got it. So we're going to move it, I guess, outside here. That's the best spot, really. I don't want it inside the base. For the boost pad, I think I am going to make a door somewhere. we're gonna make a door right here. So you could literally just boost right out of the place. And then what I'm gonna do is pick up this, and then we'll put all of our defensive blueprints around this door so that even if people try to come through, they'll most likely die. Gonna put this here for more saplings because we're probably gonna need that. Furniture trader is also back. Whoa, deer trophy. I haven't seen this before. I'm gonna get it. This is about to be a cool base. But we do have a red bean bag, so we're gonna put that. Can't put it in the tent, but I can put it pretty far in the tent like that. That looks pretty cool. I have another red bean bag. We're gonna put that on the side here so that it'll be next to the bed. We have another yellow camping chair. Dude, you don't need any more camping chairs. So I guess we could put it behind for now. Maybe this will be like, I don't know, his private reading chair. Purple camping chair, that's easy. Put one here and one here, like little front porch chairs. We also have some log benches. I think we could just add those to be around the fire, kind of like this. Wait a second. Oh, dude, everything just got in the base. I gotta move my alt account with my finger. Hold up, move out the way. Come here. No, I'm the one you want. I'm the one you want. You don't want him. You don't want him. I promise you don't want him. I'm the one you want. I'm the guy who's been raiding your guys' stronghold. Okay, there's so many people here. I'm gonna stand up top. Shoot down these guys. Get this guy. Not all of them yet. Okay, I need to put defenses around that door. Like now. They all got in 1 second. There we go. That is all of them. Now let me put down these defense blueprints. So what do we have? We have a spikes. We have barbed wire. And we have more barbed wire. We're gonna start out with the spikes, which we can place perfectly in between like this. Now we could do the same thing, I think 2 more times in this little gap. And there's 3 of them all right here. Perfect. But because we have a lot more of these barbed wire, we're gonna put them. Oh wait, I can't even place them down. We'll wait till I expand the base. We'll do that then. All right, we have a ton of scrap now. We can build the rest of the torches we need, at least for the first stage, which we're gonna place only 5, and then the rest of the 5 when we have our second wall done. And you know what? I'm gonna place it like right here for a light, and then we'll do the same thing over here for a light, just back up to the side. And then for these, we'll put them next to the farm, kind of by the corners like this. But now our circle doesn't just reach out to the shelves, but much farther, which is where we're gonna build our second wall. And we're gonna build this second wall using shelves. So if I can't get too close to the line, we can build one here. And then I guess for this side, we'll start building the other ones right here. And then we'll loop it all the way around, and we'll have 2 total walls. I can also place my defensive blueprints now, where I'll put them kind of like overlapping where they meet in the middle, just so that anybody who wants to get in this base is gonna have a very hard time. We're also gonna put a couple right here. If I can get them in the gap, like one here and one right here as well. I'm also gonna fix the positioning of this one. It's not really, wait, I have another defensive blueprint? Oh, dude, I guess I'm gonna save this one for the tree wall. Didn't know I had that. I'm in a very tense situation right now. I need my med kit. Dude, the deer is going Mach 17 on me. Maybe I can get him stuck on this wall. Okay, he should be stuck on the wall now. Okay, now I just need to survive these animals. There's so many of them though. Can't go too far to the sides or the deer is gonna finally reach me. Can't go too far away or the deer will respawn. But we should be good. 10 more. There's another wolf. And there's 2 wolves. Can't go too far away. Don't want him to despawn. 3 seconds. Okay, we're good. There we go. That was a little close. Got another base over here as well. That should give us a ton of scrap. All right, we're getting raided tonight. I'm excited to see if the deer is going to eat me or not. Okay, we're good. The raid literally saved me. But I'm excited to see whether or not our new entryway is going to work out. Also, quick tip, get the deer stuck on trees kind of like that if he's hungry or if he's running fast. Because that way, you'll have extra time to run around places. No way. I think I'm seeing them all die. Dude, I literally see the health bars just depleting. Look at this. Yeah, I need to get this piece of iron armor to my alt account just because I do not want him to die. Let me put it on real quick. There we go. Dude, they're literally just here. I can't even pick them up. All right, now that we have a ton of scrap, we can make a bunch of these shelves. Probably gonna use half my scrap, go place them, and then use the other half because my inventory is getting full. Probably have like 30 items, maybe more. But let's start placing them. No way. I just found 2 facilities and another building with a mythic chest in it right next to each other. Dude, this is the best possible, I don't know, RNG seed, whatever you want to call it. And there's 2 cakes here, so I can instantly heal myself. All right, let's take the bandage. We're gonna need that. Eat these cakes. Why not? Bandage. Take that too. Mythic chest. No idea what could be in here. Maybe thorn armor. That's what I want. Kunai aren't bad. I'll put that over here. I guess I could use it for some ammo. Oh, there's a deer and a lightning strike, of course. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. I shouldn't have walked in here. Oh, dude. I'm literally parkouring to get. Oh, dude. Medkit right now. Yes. Okay. I'm medkitted. Get in here. Get in here. You do not walk through windows. You stay back. I am hiding in this corner. I'm not moving. moving till it's dead. Don't you come to the door. Don't you gain intelligence on me now. Yes. Yeah, stay there. Please stay there or I'm gonna die. Dude, I actually was like 3 seconds away from dying right there. My health. No. You can look in here, but you're not entering, okay? We have a deal. You can poke your horns through the wall all you want. Break physics. All right, finally. That was a close call. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, man. There's like 17 of these guys, bro. I'm glad they don't know how to jump for some reason. I'm so glad I got these kunai too. All right, we took out all the cultists finally. Now we can loot. All right, we only have a minute left at daytime. I need to loot this as fast as possible. Oil barrel, I need that to relight the fire. All right, I've got 20 seconds. I'm out of here. I didn't get all the loot, but I got a good portion of it. Campfire's out of fuel. I don't even really know where I'm going. I think this is the right way. I'm gonna put my bandages towards the front of my inventory. That way I know I can grab them quickly. I have a ton of them too. I hear the deer. Wait, he's at the base. Yeah, that's because... Oh no, he's killing my ult account, but he might not kill it all the way because I'm pretty sure he's gonna unspawn. Oh wait, no, there's a wolf killing me. Never mind. Okay, we at least found the base. That's good. Yep, ult is dead. But if I can just get back inside the base, these guys probably gonna die. Okay, not yet. If I just put all my stuff here and get it... There we go. Fire is relit. That's all we needed. All we needed. Now kunai. Get rid of this alpha wolf. There we go. Revive my ult account. Gonna be crafting an oil drill. Costs a lot of scrap, but we need it badly. Gonna put it right here. Well, at least the wall's working pretty nicely. I think I can hit them through it too, so that's very easy. I think these are the last two right here. Just hit them through the wall. Yep, that's all of them. All right, here's our furniture trader. I have almost 300 coins, dude. I'm just buying out everything you got, man. All right, we have another fairy light double, so we're gonna put that right behind the Kraken kid stand. I also need to move this rug. This is off center. Gonna put a purple signpost back here. There we go. The rug is a little bit more centered. We have a blue signpost. Put that right here. And then we'll put the fairy lights just like that. Have a purple pillow. See if we could fit this in the behind of the tent. Almost. We'll just put it like that. Looks very nice. All right. We got a bunch more scrap. This might be enough to finish out the wall. Yeah, we only got like a quarter of it left. All right. Looks like we're gonna need just a tiny bit more. Maybe like 6 more scrap. Furniture trader is back today. 260 coins. I will take everything you've got, my good sir. Thank you very much. All right. This is definitely enough. I'm gonna make 3 shelves just in case. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make 2. Won't take too long to get a third. Right here. Yep, 2 is all I'll need. And, well, actually, no, I'm gonna put a third just in case because I don't want anyone slipping through. And there we go. 2 walls, 100% complete. I might get rid of these doors later. We'll see. But now it is time for the last 5 torches. We have the first one here. We have 3 more, but I need 3 more scrap to get 1 last torch. So I'm gonna go try to find that as fast as possible. Oh, there we go. Right there, 3 scrap. Dude, this base is huge. Like, this actually looks cool. I do need to declutter this place, but we will do that. This base will be pristine condition by the end of this video. But now for... Wait, what? Oh, I had an extra torch in my inventory. I didn't even see that. But let's add our final 5 torches. So we'll put 1 right here, and we'll do the same thing on this side of this bookshelf. Then we'll put some more by the farm, just like this. And then our final one right here. And now if we go look at the circle, it's got even bigger. We'll have a 3rd layer wall right here, all made out of trees. And speaking of trees, I have a ton of wood that I'm gonna put into the fire. All right, fill up these with the last bit of saplings where I have so many that it's lagging my game. I think this might be enough to build the final wall. So we're gonna get a full 25 sack of them and just go and plant them. All right, just 1 by 1. Nothing too fancy. Otherwise, this would take forever. Okay, this is interesting. We're gonna go around this side of the lake. A full 25 sack got me that much of the circle. I might not have enough. All right, grab another 25. Almost done with this right side already. All right, let's use up all the saplings on the right side. Make sure we're not missing any. Then we can take from the left as well. All right, another 25. Yeah, definitely not gonna have enough, but this was a very huge help. Can't necessarily see the circle back here, so I'm gonna go to where I can see the circle. Oh wait, I can't even see the circle at all over here. Okay, well, we're gonna start from over here and we'll fill in what we can, probably by eye. And let's grab another 25. Oh, I'm about to run out. All right, we got a decent bit of the circle done. We have this little arc right here. Then we didn't plant over here because I can't see the circle circle exactly. And we have another pretty big arc on this side, but still nowhere near to being done. So we're gonna have to grind out saplings. Oh, nah. No, thank you, my good sir. All right, we're good. That was close though. What the what? Yo, how did you do that? Bro, it's Houdini. This might be bad. My phone just ran out of battery. Furniture traders back in town. Take this, 2 of these, some of these. Oh, wow. 3 fairy light singles. Bro is spoiling me today. There are so many things around my base. We have like 15,000 saplings, 10,000 people. I genuinely need to clean up this base. All right, I've done a decent job of cleaning up. Can't get these pieces of meat here. So, oh, wait, okay, I got one. Maybe I can get the other one like that. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, never mind. So we've cleaned up a lot of the base and we're very close to having this sapling wall finished. We just need to go and get a bunch more. Furniture traders back. Not even gonna look at anything. Just gonna keep clicking the green button until it goes away. There we go. Just about to finish the tree wall. Make sure these are very nice. There we go. The tree wall is now in place. We just have to plant it. So I'm gonna beat this quick raid and then plant these saplings. And then we're gonna clean up the base because it is messy. All right, raid has been beat. Let's plant all of these saplings now. Fix up these 3 real quick though. All right, and let's start. Just spamming the key as fast as I can so I could do this while walking without pausing. So far, no saplings haven't planted yet. This is looking good. I'm worried about some saplings that are on elevated ground that sometimes don't plant. Yeah. Oh, we have a problem here. All these ones up top, they're not gonna plant. We're gonna have to figure out a way around it. I'm also lagging out a bit. All right, there we go. We have planted almost all of it. We're gonna have to figure out how to fix the rest over here. Could we plant them here? Okay, they plant right there. So we're gonna have to make a little go around right here with these saplings, just like this. So we're gonna have to go get a few more. But while we wait for daytime, I'm gonna clean up a bit around the base. Oh, there we go. A lot of it's already planted. And this looks huge compared to the last base I built. Like, actually insane, the difference. All right, we have enough saplings now. Let's plant these and hopefully they'll all grow by the next day if we plant them right now. All right, this looks good to me. Plant all of these. There we go. Okay, we should have a fully grown wall very soon. So now let's clean up the interior of the base to look as good as possible. Dude, this is actually insane how I could barely see the end of my own base right now. That is insane. Deer's hungry tonight. He ain't getting nothing. Even if he didn't care about light and fire and heat, and actually I don't know about heat, but even if he didn't care about light anymore, he ain't getting in. So I'm gonna use the hammer and I'm gonna pick up pretty much everything except for what surrounds the kids' tent and even the oil drill. Actually, how close is that? We could pick that up last. I don't know if I want to pick up the torches. If I pick up the torches, maybe the base shrinks. So I'm going to do that one at a time later. All right, I think we have most things picked up. Let's just drop it all right back here. And we're going to place things as we go. We have so much stuff. I'm going to eat the rest of these carrots. But there we go. Our wall is now 90% complete. I don't think anything on planet Earth or the moon could get in here. See, I don't even see the moon. It doesn't want to see. Oh, well, is that that's probably the sun. Yeah, that's okay. Never mind. So let's see where I want to put things. We have a defense blueprint right here. So I might just put that on a door right here. All right, we'll put our defensive blueprint. Has to be somewhat inside the oh wow, has to be really far inside. I think I have an idea for that though. I could go out and get a few more saplings and have a row of them coming in here. Plant one there, plant one there, and then they'll continue on like a hallway all the way in. Yeah, okay, we're doing that sounds really cool. I do need to place my map and all that back though, because I can't even see the map anymore. There it is. We're gonna place that, I guess, right near the exit. That'd be a nice spot. And then the compass and sundial will also go near the edge right here. So we have a little bit symmetrical of useful stuff as you leave the base. No way. I don't even think I see a single cultist. Oh, there's one. No idea how. Are you guys jumping over the trees? Or are they jumping through the trees too? I think I saw both. We might need to go get more saplings to fill in some of these gaps. They literally jumped right through. And we can't be having that. We need this to actually be the most secure base, not just to look like it. Yeah, look, this guy got through. Okay, this is not perfect yet. Yep, more of them just got in as well. I'm about to die. Medkit immediately. Okay, we're good. Dude, these raids, I think that's it. There's a cultist gem right here. All right, we're gonna have to go get a bunch more saplings because we do have some gaps. Although very small, we do need to fill them in. Furniture traders here as well. I will take your entire stock, my good sir. Thank you very much. All right, we have more saplings. I'm gonna fill in the gaps, kind of like here and here. I see these are big gaps. gaps. Tiny gaps. I think I'm gonna leave. All right, we filled in a bunch of gaps. I will need more saplings for the rest of these. This is a straight up door right here. Wow, okay, we gotta fix that. And now I'm gonna make the doorway with some saplings, just like this, like a line coming in. All right, we have a nice little hallway coming in now. Gonna go get more saplings to fill the gaps. Day 351, man. This is taking quite a while, but it is going to be worth it to see the final result, especially with all the furniture, man. I'm gonna make the most pristine base ever. I have 350 days worth of furniture. All right, the big gaps should be filled in. Now we're gonna finish our hallway into the base. Almost there. So close to being done. Furniture trader's also back in town, so we'll go see him and get some trees around him. There he is. All right, bought everything from the furniture trader again. We do have one small problem. There's a rock in the way. I don't know. Can I plant on a rock? I can't even tell. If I put it up here. Okay, you can plant on a rock. That's good to know. I don't know how that works. This thing is like totally waterless, but whatever, it's fine. Gonna have to narrow in the hallway a little bit because the shelf is in the way. All right, that is the hallway planted. I have 10 more saplings, so I'm gonna go fill in some small gaps. All of our big gaps just finished growing, I think. Okay, now that everything is planted, let's clean up and place all of our furniture. The first thing I want to do is sort all of this because it is a lot. All right, these are all sorted out into piles pretty much. We're gonna go look at these as well. You know, I'm gonna just pick them up and then we'll drop them to sort them. All right, we have everything sorted out into piles. I'm gonna start out with the farm. I do have to remove these torches though, so that might be a little bit of an issue. We'll see what happens. It's not gonna destroy my base, I don't think. Well, just to be safe, we'll do it 3 at a time. So we'll pick up this one, and this one, and then we'll place them like back here together somewhere so that they're out of the way. There we go. So now let's do our farm. And I think I already have somewhat of an idea of what I want to do. There we go. We have wooden fences out in the front and trellises where you can't really see anyway, like the crafting bench and the back of this wall here. We have a nice little table to prepare our food. So for example, pick up 3 carrots and turn it into a stew. We can just take it out, place it on the table and eat. There you go. Or you could keep it here for later, whatever you want. It's gonna get rained on. It's gonna taste disgusting, but at least you can keep it on the table. So now that we have the farm mostly done, I'll figure out what to do with these later. Maybe I could expand the farm a little bit. Okay, this actually looks a little bit better and we have room for more farm plots as well. So we're gonna place those right in here and right in here. A little cramped, but it does look a little bit nicer having more shape to it. We have another red beanbag. I mean, dude, this guy's just gonna have beanbag galore back here. All right, that works. Yo, nah. I didn't sign up for this. I did not this is the most secure base in the game and now the deer is becoming sentient. Dude, what was that? I hope that was just the deer glitching out because he had no idea what to do. My base was too big. I don't know. That was weird. And then the green signpost, we'll put that in front of the farm as like a sign for we make food here. All right, we have 5 stools, 4 chairs. I think we're gonna pair these like this. Dinner by the garden, dude. We straight up beat out Olive Garden with Carrot Garden, dude. You literally get to watch the chef cook your meal, prepare it on the table, and bring it out to you and serve it, bro. All right, this is looking good. All right, got a nice little table going there. Now we'll have some lights behind it to add a little bit of scenery. Maybe not scenery, but mood lighting. I don't know. Very, very nice lighting I want to add. There you go. Nice table by Carrot Garden. Perfect. Oh, I have an idea. Oh, we are turning this into a full-blown restaurant. We're gonna have one more table over here and one table maybe right, trying to get that perfect triangle right here. Then we have to be very conscious of where we put these seats. They have to be facing the garden because otherwise the customers won't get their view. All right, and this one will be a table for 2. Just like that, we have our own restaurant, Carrot Garden. $15 breadsticks if you'd like some. Or we have free carrot cake. Take your pick. Now I have a bunch of camping chairs. I want to put them around the fire. I feel like that would be pretty nice. Just have an array of colors of camping chairs. We got red, we got green, we got purple, we got blue, some more red right here, some green, and another red one if I can place it there. Perfect. Got a lot of camping chairs. Get nice and toasty by the fire. I love this restaurant, dude. I would eat here. I don't care if you're growing growing the carrots right in front of me. I would eat here. This is amazing, dude. I'm almost out of furniture too. We have some defensive blueprints, which I do want to add to the front. Like that, we got a barbed wire. Then we can have 3 rows of spikes like this, and then finish it off with 1 more barbed wire like this. I like this. Now I'm gonna go get my scrap for the giant bed. Yo, get out. Get out. Bro, some people just don't know how to listen. Dude, this is working perfectly. They're super low health, just walking right in. Yep, there we go. Just 1 shot. Dude, that's all of them. That was the easiest raid of my life. What a beautiful base. What an absolutely beautiful base. Just impenetrable fortress unless you have an axe or a chainsaw. It would be so satisfying to cut this all down, but I do not want to do that. But now we have enough scrap for the giant bed. Place it down right there. We have a blue pillow. Can't put that on top. Maybe I'll put it at the edge or something, like a reading spot if he wants to. We have another blue beanbag. Bro, all right. You're getting as many beanbags as the Dino Kid, I believe. Yeah, the Dino Kid. All right, there you go. Got as many beanbags as the Dino Kid. We also have our nightstand, which we're gonna have to move these beanbags for. Put it right there. And now we have the beanbags all around it. This is a very nice bedroom. I would kill to have these as a kid. We also have our deer trophy. I forgot about this thing. We could have it right here in front of the Dino Kid's tent. Dude, it's like a little trophy outside somebody's house that you could have. That does not look good at all. So I think what we're gonna do is move this to some other place. I wish this bed was purple. I wish they had a purple bed. They need to change one of the beds to purple, or more specifically the good bed, just so that all the kids can have their own bed. You know what? It's gonna be a green bed. It's gonna be for the break room at Carrot Garden. If you're working at Carrot Garden and you're done with your 13-hour shift, you can rest 5 minutes before your next 13-hour shift behind the Carrot Garden, where the customers are gonna watch you sleep. I think this is a fantastic idea. All right, let's do the base tour. Starting out front, we have our massive wall of trees that you cannot get through except through this door, where we have several lines of defenses, where you could see we have our utilities like our map, our compass, our sundial, and even our boost pad to get out there fast. Then we have the 4 kids tents. We have the koala kids tent, which has lights in the back, lights in the front, 2 porch chairs, little signpost to match the color, pillows all around. Then we have the squid kids tent, yellow porch chairs in the front, 1 in the back because he likes to look ominous. Then we have his little bed right here with a chair that hurts pretty bad if you sit on it more than 5 seconds. But over here we have the Dino Kids tent. We have his own bed, bookshelf, rug, 2 torches in the back, nightstand, beanbag chairs, deer trophy. Legend says it that the Dino Kid actually once stole the deer's lunch money, which is how he won this trophy, and I totally didn't buy it for him in the furniture trader shop. But then lastly, we have the Kraken Kids tent, 2 beanbags, pillow, nightstand, bed, bookshelf, rug, 2 chairs, beanbag in the back. We're gonna be attacked tonight. That sucks. But very nice tents for all 4 of the kids. They're living luxury out here. We've been here for more than a year, almost a year and a half. Day 449. They're living very nice now. Then we have our campfire, default with every single camp, with multicolored camping chairs that you can sit in, get warm, roast some marshmallows, whatever you feel like. Crafting bench over here, fairly standard, with your very own camping chair as your work seat. You can get done pretty much anything you want. And considering that your feet are closer to the bench than your hands, you're gonna have to learn how to use them. But this is the perfect time to demonstrate just how powerful the inner line of defense is here. Just watch as the deer walks right towards me and then runs away. See, it worked. It worked perfectly. See? But with the raiders that are coming in, barely alive, all I have to do is shoot 1 bullet and they drop down. Full raid done in like 30 seconds. But there are some not so pretty things that I included in the base. For example, we have a front lightning rod, and if we come all the way to the back, we have a back lightning rod, because this base is pretty big. This should cover everything. But for the main attraction, I think, of the entire base, we have a new restaurant, Carrot Garden. We have 3 tables here, seating for 4, seating for 3, seating for 2. We got torch lighting. We got some nice lights in the back. Nice lights as you enter into our very professional and totally not growing our food out of the ground kitchen, where you have barrels of I don't know what's in there. You have your very own crock pot. If you're waiting for your food to cook, just go ahead and sit down. Or if you've already worked a 13-hour shift, you are welcome to take a 5-minute break on this very bed right here, where the customers get to watch you sleep. Now, if that isn't the best restaurant idea in the world, then I don't know what is. But for our last item, we have the oil drill drill, which is all the way back here, that'll send the oil barrels into this little pond right here, just so that we can have them stack up and won't have to have them clutter our base. But with that, that's the entire base tour. Look at how huge this base is. 3 walls and a line of defense leading to a choke point here, making raids almost automatic. And it's so big that you can barely see the other side of it. I genuinely think this is one of my best, no, my absolute best project yet. This is beautiful. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest square base in 99 Nights in the Forest. A few videos ago, I built the biggest triangle base, but now we are adding a side to the shape and making a square base. And then after that, we might do pentagon, then hexagon, septagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon. Who knows what we're gonna go up to? But for now, let's just focus on making the best square base possible. And if I actually do keep going up in shapes, I have no idea how we're gonna build it, because triangle was already hard, square will be easier, but pentagon, hexagon, and even decagon, I have no idea how we're gonna do that. Gonna have to just do some crazy outline. I have no idea. But for right now, we're playing the lumberjack class, planting all our saplings over here, got the level 3 fire, and I think for the entirety of day 1, we're just gonna be getting as many saplings as possible, and then also get a bunny foot so we can get a better sack. There we go. 3rd try, we got our bunny foot, so we'll be ready to get the good sack whenever the trader comes by, but for now, we're just gonna be getting a bunch of saplings. Alright, it's now day 2, let's get our good sack, and we've already got a lot of trees planted right here. Some of them already grew, which is good. Let's grab all this wood, and we're gonna have a ton of wood for farm plots and whatever else we need, and then when these saplings keep growing, we'll keep cutting them down, and then that'll allow us to get our log walls and also our torches very easily, because in case you didn't see my triangle video, I'm gonna be making the base as big as possible with 10 torches, and then within that space, whatever we can do, we're gonna be building our square walls. So let me get the next crafting bench. We'll also get a sundial, a couple farm plots, and that way we'll have a consistent food source as soon as we get the crock pot. Or actually, technically this is consistent too, but we do need a lot more food than just carrots. But we will need scrap for the crock pot, so instead of getting trees, let's actually go get some scrap today. And also some fuel to get the fire leveled up. I also do need a weapon to get the kids. Strong flashlight is very good early on though. I will take that. Got a fuel canister right here. I think that's pretty rare for a level 3 fire. So now we just need some coal and we'll be good to get level 4. And overall, wow, okay, 2 fuel canisters. We just really need a lot of scrap though, because we're gonna need 60 for the torches and also scrap for the other things we want to build. I might even need a radar to find the anvil, because we will want a hammer to build a very nice base. No way. Why are mythic chests so easy to find nowadays? Okay, I'm about to die, but it's worth it for the mythic chest. We also got 2 pieces of coal and a fuel canister, exactly what we need. And thorn armor, not bad, but not the greatest. It will work for right now though, because I didn't have any armor. Alright, so let's use the fuel that we have. Should easily get fire level 4. There we go. I also only need 1 more piece of scrap to get the next crafting bench. So tomorrow we're going to be getting more scrap. We're also going to be chopping down all these trees eventually. So we're already going to have a lot of wood. Scrap is probably going to be the hardest thing to find now. We're also on day 3, which I'm pretty sure is the day when the frogs come out, but they haven't yet. There we go. Okay, now they're coming out. So I'm wondering, I don't think it's worth it for me to take out the frogs just because it is a decent amount of time you use to actually go down to the whirlpool and all that. But there might be a weapon by the whirlpool. And if I can find that, I'll happily grab that. But if not, we'll just deal without it. We're also almost at fire level 5, which is good. I just need some food badly. All right, we got some food. We also got the 1 scrap that we need. Or actually, I guess I already have enough. Then we'll get crafting bench 3. And then we want to get the crock pot soon. So let me go find some more scrap. And then after that, chop down our trees at night. And we'll be good on food. That is the #1 thing that I just want to have out of the way, which will allow us to build our base a lot faster. And because I'm playing the lumberjack and we already have so much wood, I don't think this will take too much time. Got a revolver. That will be useful to get the first couple kids. And we did find the anvil. Perfect. That'll save us some scrap and wood so that we won't have to build the radar. Also got a piece of cake here. And I'm trying to pick up all the coin stacks that I see, because we are going to want to make this a very nice base. We don't just make big bases around here. No, we make move-in ready, new construction, California level property in this neighborhood, which is actually full of very friendly neighbors. See, all of these neighbors were actually running a 5K. They're not trying to murder me, as it seems. Hoping for a spear out of here, and then we'll go straight home. All right, make it's not bad. Let me drop off this scrap. And with the trees that we have that I do want to chop down once we get back, we should be good for a crock pot and maybe even a few more things. This should also get us to fire level 5. Yep, there we go. We also have so much wood already. All right, put this in the bench. With this, we can get the crock pot, and our farm plots seem to be just about to grow, so that's perfect timing. Yeah, Yeah, okay, that was almost exact timing. So we'll put some stew in there, or make some stew in there. And then with this wood, I believe we can make a boost pad, which will help us to go loot faster. All right, there we go. Got the boost pad. Still have 27 scrap though. So maybe we should even get the regular bed, and with this wood, the good bed. All right, let's get the regular bed, good bed, and actually the biofuel processor too. So we have a ton of stuff right now. So let me head out to the very edge of the map, and I'm gonna try to find some fuel so we can get fire level 6 is essentially what we need until we want to start building our torches, which is where we're gonna need a lot of scrap too. So we're gonna have to go get that on this trip as well. And now that I think about it, I think those are the only two things you'd really take trips for: fuel and scrap, because wood you could find decently easy. Oil barrel's really good though. Got a rifle too. We will need that for the 3rd and 4th kid. Got another oil barrel in here too. Okay, we might be able to get fire level 6 very fast, and then that'll get pretty much the beginning stages out of the way. This is an extremely quick run. We also just found 2 more rifles right next to each other. I found a rifle in the bathroom, and we found our original rifle. That's 4 rifles in just a few minutes. Gotta get these coin stacks too. Do not want to forget strong axe as well. That'll help us get wood even faster. Okay, this run is going as perfect as it could possibly go. Got the giant sack too. Okay, so we don't need to head back to base just yet. Can loot a little bit more and make sure we have enough fuel. All right, let me quickly take care of this raid. And the furniture trader is also in town, and because we have so many coins, we should be good to buy out everything he has. And now let's use the fuel that we got, see if we can get fire level 6. We probably will. There we go. So we're already doing really good. It's only day 7. Now let's go hit up the furniture trader and get some more scrap on the way, because we will need a lot. It's just 60 for the torches. All right, let's see. We got 3 flowers, 3 more flowers, 4 fences, 4 trellises, and a signpost. Okay, we can only get the icy throne as well, but he had a lot of furniture. Seems like a lot more than normal, but I did find the whirlpool as well. Their last time was a weapon, and there it is. Okay, I want to get that poison spear. That's actually going to be pretty helpful. Grab that and then just run. Gonna take a little bit of poison damage, but as long as we have the spear, that's gonna be a big help. And now let's just get our scrap. And I do want to go get the hammer soon. We do have the strong axe, so getting in there should be really easy. So let's head that way, get the hammer. That way we can actually start picking up furniture while we're looting. And let me also quickly get the first kid. All right, got the key and some pelt, but I am currently being kidnapped by a couple more wolves, and I'm about to die. All right, got the first kid. Not gonna get the chest. We're already pretty good on what we need. Maybe I could trade with him just before it turns nighttime. Gonna skip out on the anvil for right now. Gonna skip. Oh, dude. That timing. All right. Well, very close. We'll just trade with him next time. We also have a lot of scrap. Almost 60 that we need, but we will need more than that. Owl is also awake, so we gotta be careful. So this giant sack and also the strong axe is gonna help us a lot this run. We could transport more wood at a time, and we can also get the bigger trees, which give you 4 saplings each. So we'll see just how quickly we can get this done. We're gonna need a lot, though. This is gonna be a square base as big as possible that fits in the ring that we're gonna have. It's gonna take maybe a few hundred wood, maybe 500. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but it's gonna take a lot. All right, it's daytime. Now let's head over to the anvil, get the hammer, get some scrap, and I'm really hoping that we get a lot of furniture from the furniture trader each time, because otherwise we might finish this base too quickly to fill it out. And there's the hammer. All right, finish out this trip, and then we'll see what we can do. We might be able to actually start building the base already. Sir, welcome to my home. I didn't invite you. That's kind of rude to invite yourself. Not gonna lie, but at least he was nice about it. Drop all the stuff we got, and now we have about 100 of each. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the base as big as possible right away. We're gonna move these, but for now we'll just place all 10 torches, and there we go. Now the border goes all the way out to here, so it's insanely far. And in order to build this as perfectly square as I can, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start at one of the 4 directions, cardinal directions, like right here, with a flat wall, but we actually can't do that because it curved in a little bit. Interesting. How could, hold on, let me bust out Microsoft Paint. All right, we draw our circle like this. We have one big circle. That is our base. Now, if I build a square here, I'm building more of a rectangular shape, and I don't want, actually, that does look pretty square, but if I build it too high, I'm gonna build a rectangle. If I build it too low, I'm still gonna build a rectangle. So I need to find the distance in between here and here on this arc using pi times gravity divided by Bitcoin plus Earth rotation. We do rot for short in science. And then last thing you have to do is add friction. And then that gives us the answer of, I have to keep testing it out in game. So let's see. I want to figure out where the corner is. I would assume the corner is right here if I'm looking perfectly 45-degree angle. So we're not going to be 100% sure, not pixel perfect, but I think right here would be good to build our first wall that will go this way and then also this this way. So we're gonna leave the steak on top of the meat right there just to mark it, and then we're gonna cook these. All right, so we got about 90 wood right now, but instead of just building and then getting more wood and then building, I think what might be a little bit faster is to just get as much wood as possible and then build probably the whole thing in one go, or maybe half and then half, just so that we're not overbuilding. All right, so let's go get the second kit today. All right, here they are. Now the poison spear should be good enough for me to keep my distance. Yeah, it's looking good. Put the key in there as fast as possible. We might even be able to go get the third kid because I do know generally where he's at, or at least I think I do. Yeah, okay, perfect. Right next to where the second kid was. All right, third. Wait. Oh, okay, wait, I think they fixed the problem. It used to be that the kids would place their tents out of order if you brought them back to the base out of order, but I guess not anymore, so that's good. All right, our trees just grew, but before we cut them down, I think we're just gonna get more saplings anyway, but Furniture Trader is back in town. And when you realize the fact that this park was shut down and we're pretty much investigating this place, and yet there's somehow a Furniture Trader and there was a bird watcher in here, it seems like the police just do not care about this place anymore at all. All right, what does he have today? We have 50 coins. He still has a decent amount of furniture. We're gonna get the camping chairs, the barrels, daisies, and the bookshelf, but the log benches, I don't really use those. I do sometimes, but they're not that important to the base, so I just skip out on those. All right, we have an absolute ton of saplings right now, and we also already have 250 wood in the crafting bench. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this keep on growing, keep on getting us more wood. So let me grab this a little bit right here, and then we're actually gonna go to the stronghold, and the reason for that is because I do want to get more coins, so that way we can always trade with the Furniture Trader when he comes by, and with that, that'll help us fill out the base a lot. So let's see, I don't have the location yet, but because we have a lot of materials, let me just grab the radar real quick, put that right here, and let's get that. Okay, wow, okay, I was apparently right next to it not too long ago, didn't even realize though. So let's do this real quick, and we should have enough coins for maybe even 2 times that he comes by. All right, so we got that done, and we now have about 100 furniture coins. Now I do want to give you guys a quick tip as well, because this was very, very nice for when it happened to me. Let's say you loot the stronghold and you are trying to get the chest, but you just can't get it. There's a tree in your way. For me right now, it's not that bad. But let's say there's a tree in your way and you just cannot get the chest. Climb down the rope, come back here, and if you have the strong axe, just cut down the tree. Then we can just go around to the door, and make sure you do this pretty fast because you do not want the stronghold to close on you. And now you can see there's no more tree, and we can get the mythic chest. I also got some kunai. That's not bad. We could use that for going and getting the 4th kid, which would actually make that be super fast. We also have a ton of wood right here, so let's just see how massive this pile gets. All right, that seems like a lot of wood. Maybe even 100 pieces of wood right here. I'll count using the sack because each time I go is 25. All right, that's 1. This will be 2. Here's 3. Here's 4, and we're not that close to being done yet. This will be 5. Still not done, and this will be 6. But this should be the last right here. There we go. So 6 plus 17. That'll be 150 plus 17. 167 pieces of wood. That was an insane amount. We now have 425 wood, which means we might just be able to finish this base already, or at least the square part of it. We're obviously going to put stuff inside though. So I don't know if I want to build all that immediately, but we'll build a bunch and see how that goes. Let me also replant all of these. All right, let's just start building. We'll go get the 4th kid eventually, and we'll get the giant bed eventually. Now let me get the old bed too, because we have a ton of wood. And then let's just build a bunch of walls. All right, well, I just used about 300 wood right there. Not too bad, you know? And right here is where we marked our corner to be. Now we do have to be a little bit farther away from it. You can't really use some of this space. It's a little odd, but we're just gonna have to work with it. And then now it's just making this as straight as possible. We don't want this to be any other shape. And actually what I'm doing is, because this is perfectly on a tile line, I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but maybe chunk line. It's very easy for me to make this straight because we just gotta keep following the chunk line. All right, yeah, it's looking straight so far. And right here is the limit. So we've built our first side, and we actually might need even more wood. I don't think I'm gonna have enough log walls for this, but now let's start going to the left. This is gonna be a little bit harder to line up, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Just gotta keep checking it every once in a while, and we do have the hammer in case. All right, I only have 2 walls left. The wall's looking very straight, and man, we are not gonna be able to finish this. We're gonna be able to finish more than half, but not all of it. So we're definitely gonna need more wood, which makes me glad that I planted all these saplings again, because I was thinking that maybe we wouldn't need all this. It turns out we will. And with this is this corner. So we have 50% of it built so far. Looks very nice, but we are gonna need more wood. All right, we're gonna place these last few that we already already have. Then we're gonna go hit up the furniture trader because he is back today. And there we go. Looks fairly straight. Base is looking nice. Now let's go get more furniture. All right, what do we have? We have 130 coins. We should be able to buy everything. We got 2 sunflowers, bookshelf, signpost, and 3 hedgerow curves, which will allow us to get the fishbowl and the snowman with 70 coins left over. We're getting a decent pile of furniture so far, which makes me feel a lot better that we'll try to be able to fill out all of this, but I probably will go out and get some more furniture as well. And we're also going to move the kids' tents. Now that you can do that with the hammer, it is way nicer and it's going to allow for some better base design. So for example, this could be the kids' corner or the boys' corner, and then this side could be the girls' corner, and this side could be the farm, and this side could be the basketball court. We could do a whole bunch of nice things, whereas when the tents were stuck like this, you kind of were forced to put all the kids next to each other, but we're going to have more room now that you can move them. But for now, let me deforest an entire country. All right, very nice pile. All right, before replanting all of this, actually, you know what? I'm just going to make a fair estimate right now. We're going to replant about half the saplings, because right now I have about 200 wood in the crafting bench. I don't think we're going to need too much more. So we're going to replant these ones right here, probably a little more than half, but with that, we should be good. Now let me build all the walls we can and get this done. Then it's time for decorating, which is the probably more fun part. It is satisfying building this wall, but decorating, you gotta be creative. All right, and it looks like this lines up perfectly as well. So we did this probably as square as we could get it. Not pixel perfect, obviously, but very nice. Now I might not even need the half bit of saplings I planted. I might have needed a lot less, but either way, as long as we get this done, and we're not even at day 99 yet, and although we didn't get all the multipliers, we're still doing pretty decent. All right, so we're gonna have a little stuck spot right here. Seems like cultists might be able to get through, but we'll have to see. Yeah, we are almost done with this, and we have 2 walls left. Yeah, all right, we're gonna need like 2, probably 3 walls left to make it look nice, but that is what we have so far, a huge square base. Now it's not as big as a circular base, because when you want to fit a square into a circle, you're gonna have a lot of dead space like back here. That is a lot of space not used, but we are doing this square, and actually the more sides that we add to our base, the more room that we're gonna have. So if we build a pentagon base, we'll have a little bit more room. A decagon base, we'll have a lot of room. That is 10 whole sides. Eventually, I don't know if I'll stop at decagon or maybe a little bit later, but eventually we just reach a pretty much circle. All right, yeah, I do think the cultists are just getting right through that hole, so we're gonna have to patch that, which means we're gonna need a few more walls. But let me actually go get the 4th kid really quick. What in? No, you're kidding me. Okay, at least we're not stuck though. I can just build a hammer in front of where the 4th kid is. Yeah, there we go. All right, now we have her on a compass, and we can place this back. All right, just throw all our kunai down there. Probably won't be enough, but it will help a lot and is very fast. And then instead of using our rifle, we'll actually use a revolver because it shoots a lot faster when you do the trick. Basically, shoot, switch, and then do that over and over again. Kind of hard on mobile probably, but on desktop, it is very easy. Or at least it's easy to learn. We also got the mythic chest right here. Not sure what I'm hoping for. Don't really need much. Okay, we got thorn body. We don't need that. You know what? Maybe we can actually bring that back to the base anyway as decoration though. So I'm gonna do that. All right, we're back to the base. We also got more furniture, and the 4th kid will be home. Got our first forest gem, and now we're gonna cut down all these trees, put it all in the crafting bench, make what we need, and I'm also hoping to make an oil drill. That way we won't have to worry about fuel for this run. All right, let's build 3 walls should be enough. Or actually, wait, we do need a door, and then we'll use these last 2 logs to build a square indent. I could probably get away with only 2 walls, but if this is a square base, we're gonna keep it a square base. So let me get 1 last wall. All right, so then let's get the crafting bench 4, and the oil drill, we just need 10 more scrap. All right, our indent is there. Now we just need 10 scrap. So boost pad out of here. Let's get that and come back immediately. This will be 3 with the radio. Got 3 more with this fan. So that's 6, 7 with the bolt. So I'm gonna wait a little bit just to go get the scrap for no particular reason. I just don't think scrap's really in season today, especially if you want to buy it on sale. You're gonna have to wait until Blue Wednesday, because I heard that's when you get the best scrap deals, you know, and that's the only reason. So just give me about a minute or so and we'll go do that. All right, now it is officially Blue Wednesday. Let's go get, actually, furniture traders back too. Let me get this scrap really fast. We just need 1 more broken fan or something like that, and we'll be good. All right, there we go. Broken microwave, that's more than enough. Now let's go get our furniture. Green signpost, 2 camping chairs, nightstand, purple pillows, great for the girls side that we're gonna make, and a sunflower. All right, let's get this oil drill. And I just realized we're gonna need even more scrap for the giant bed, but for now the oil drill is good enough. Gonna place that right here for now, just barely not touching the campfire, while also facing the campfire when you place it, so that way this little doorway will open and shoot it right under the campfire for you. So actually I might want to keep this in the base here. This is pretty interesting. This is the legendary built in 1902 tree rock. Don't ask how it was built or how it was made. I just know it was 1902. It's just very small print that only I can see because I wear colored contacts. If they weren't colored, I wouldn't be able to see it. All right, our cultists, I don't know why I said our cultists. They are not ours, but they're coming in through the door, which is good. I do want them to come in through one place. Yeah, okay, they're all coming in now. That's actually really good. Maybe this is a optimal base size. Maybe not 100% optimal, but this makes the raids really easy. They're all in one place. And there we go. Done very, very fast. So now let's start making this base look really nice. So let's clean up all these saplings. We're still gonna keep them, but we're gonna put them outside the base. You know what? I don't like this bush being in the way of the door here. So we're gonna move the door to be right here. And I feel like that would look a little bit nicer. Yeah. Wait, hold up. There's a thing right in the way here. Okay, so we're gonna do it on the other side right there. Or in the center, we could do it right here. I feel like the center would be nice. I'm just trying to make it look as nice as possible, and this should be good. So let me fill in this last wall right here, and now let's actually get to building. So first things first, let's grab the two boys' tents, the Dino Kid and the Squid Kid, and we'll put them in this corner right back here. So we'll put the Dino Kid's tent right here, and the Squid Kid's tent at about the same location right here. And then we'll have a whole bunch of stuff for them to do right here. Basketball court will go into the back right here. I don't really want to dig for the hoop right now, so we're gonna move the girls' tents. Then we're gonna do something similar with their tents, just like this, Dino Kid and Koala Kid. And then we'll put more stuff back here. And then the farm will be in the back corner, where maybe we could use this as some kind of wall. Maybe we could use that as a corner for the farm. We'll have to see. But now is the time for a very interesting part. You know, it's very, very fun, where we have to sort all of our furniture. So let me start doing that. We have everything pretty decently sorted. Not perfectly, but we have them in sections. We have chairs and then a table. We have nightstands and we have a nightstand and two bookshelves, two hoops, one rug, camping chairs, flowers, farm stuff, signposts, misc furniture like the fishbowl and Kevin, and then purple pillows. So let's actually start with the basketball court, because I'm interested to see what we could do for that. I think these green chairs would actually work pretty nicely because they do look kind of like bleachers if I put them really close together. So let's grab the hoops and let's place them down. Actually, we know what, we're going to place the chairs first because they're in the way of my inventory. Now I want to place them really close together, just like this, to try to make it look like one big bleacher. All right, this looks pretty decent. We have one big bleacher right here to watch the game. And then if you're wondering what this seat is about, this is actually our courtside seat. Costs $20,000, and Kevin will personally dunk on you. And what I mean by that is just going to dunk, and then he's literally going to fall on you, crushing your spine. That's why it costs extra. So tickets are selling fast because we quite literally only have one of them. So please feel free to send $20,000 to the Ugandan government. Why? I have no idea, but you know what? Actually, you know what? I don't want to get that. That is a joke for legal reasons. Please do not send $20,000 to the Ugandan government. All right, now let's place our hoops right here. Gonna have it be closer to the wall. There we go. And then our second hoop will be right here. So that way you have a good view of the game. They have a decent amount of room to play. The 3-point line is probably like right here underneath the other team's hoop, but that works just fine. Furniture Trader is also back, so let me go hit him up and we'll get a little bit more stuff. Okay, that's good. Mythic Fountain, 4 fairy light doubles, 2 tables. We do want tables, trellises, and log benches, which we'll just get because we have a lot of coins. So that was actually a really good visit. The fountain is very rare. So now let's figure out what we can do. The fountain, actually, I do have a good idea. I want to put that for the girls' base, and we could put chairs and pillows around it as a very nice hangout area back there. Now, Kevin, he's going with the boys. I don't think there will ever be a video in my entire life where Kevin is not going with the boys. Kevin is going right here in the corner with the boys. Gonna be right in front of his beautiful throne, and that looks nice. I kind of wish you could build furniture on top of each other, but I have no idea what that would lead to. So maybe it's a good thing that I can't put Kevin directly on his throne, but still looks nice. Now we have a bunch of camping chairs, which just so happen to be purple and red, which do fit nicely for girl colors. So we'll put these all around the fountain. All right, one last one right here. There we go. That actually doesn't look bad at all. That looks pretty cozy. Now I'm wondering, we do have the fish bowl. It would make sense for him to be near some water. So just in case his water starts going down, we'll also put Nemo back here. Not in the corner though, that's kind of sad. So we'll put Nemo off to the side right here next to the Koala Kid's tent. And that way they'll always have water for him. He's also a little bit big for that tank, but as long as he's fine and not moving, which is a little bit weird, but hey, you know, he's alive. I see bubbles coming out. Wait, bubbles coming out. Why are there bubbles coming out of him? I don't think fish breathe that way. I don't know who designed this. Maybe I'm wrong, but this seems a little wrong. All right, now let's take our beds and give them to each of the kids. Koala kid has to get the good bed because there is no purple bed. Kraken kid gets the giant bed. Dino kid gets the old bed. And squid kid gets the regular bed. Now, maybe actually, if I want to use the space better, maybe we should put the beds on the inside and then they could have a shared space in the middle. Okay, we're going to do that. So we're going to put the bed right here. And then we'll do the same thing for the girls. But for now, let's build out what the boys have. I'm going to give them a bit more stuff just because the girls do have the bigger bed. So we're going to give each of them a bookshelf behind the bed. All right, this looks a little weird. Let me move both of these. That looks better. Now for the nightstand, we'll give to the koala kid just because their color doesn't match. There we go. We do have a green rug. I think we're going to have that be right in the center of the boys' base. So just in front of Kevin, just so he doesn't have to walk on the grass like poor people do. Kevin over here actually has a net worth of $30 trillion because in one of the last videos, I actually paid him $20,000 a second. It turns out you get into as much debt as the United States by paying that much money. Now, I'm not sure what else we could add to the boys' base other than these log benches, which we could put right around this rug. Yeah, actually, you know what? This would be like their living room. Yeah, I do like that idea. This is like their living room, and whoever sits right here gets to stick their feet into the bunny place. I have no idea. That's probably gonna hurt. They're probably gonna bite your toes, but just don't sit here. Move the basketball over to the court as well. This actually doesn't look bad. It looks pretty nice. Now, what I actually do want to do is pick up some of our torches and then add them to the boys' side, which will give it a little bit more detail, making it look nice. We'll put one behind Kevin because Kevin is actually the world's only snowman that doesn't melt. We'll put a torch right here in between the tent and the bookshelf. Same thing right here. Actually, you know what? Let's do it in the front just so it's more visible. And with that, I think that looks nice enough. Now I'm gonna add 2 torches for the basketball court, one right here, and then one next to the other hoop. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna move the beds onto the inner part right here because we actually do have quite a bit of this space used up already. But let's grab some of the torches and we'll do something similar as we did with the boys' side. And then these last 2 torches, we'll use them for the farm. So let's put a torch right here in front, another one right here in front. Actually, we'll put on this side. Then we'll put last one right here. So it seems like we have the 3 corners of the base almost done. Not 100% sure if we're done because we do have a lot of flowers as well. But with that, let's start working on the farm. Actually, wait, we do have lights as well. We will want to use those eventually. For now, let's pick up the farms we have. And now let's figure out what we can do with this broken wall right here. Maybe we can put a farm plot right here. And we could place a bunch of farm plots in these plus signs and then continue the wall with some trellises just like this. And then fade into some fences, hedgerows, and all that. Actually, no, we should do mossy trellises touching the wall. So that way it actually matches the wall a little bit better. And then we're going to have a section right here for the crock pot. So we'll put the barrels on the sides. We should be able to fit a crock pot in between these. Then we'll extend with a trellis and curve with a hedgerow. All right. And with that, we have our farm. Now we have 2 hedgerow curves. I don't think we're going to use them. Maybe we'll use them in another way, but not for the farm. So now we're going to need more wood for the farm plot. So let's actually plant some of these trees back here. I'm just going to plant all of them and then we can chop them down as we need them. All right. What are you doing on the oil drill? You are literally maybe 3 feet away from death. Please be careful. I genuinely don't. How in the world did the AI even get up there? That's pretty rare. The AI has to walk perfectly up one of the legs. But while we wait for our wood to grow, let's place the rest of our furniture. So we have some tables, but not really any more chairs. So for now, we're going to leave the tables. We're going to do what we can with our flowers. The sunflowers, we'll go ahead and put these in the farm because that would look pretty nice, just like this. But why are you walking in the flower, man? It does not smell that good that you have to shove your face against the entire thing. And why are you still on the oil drill? There's no way you're stuck up there still. The kids are worried about you. They're watching. He's sniffing flowers. He doesn't care about you, but you need to come down. All right, let's see. We got our signposts. We'll put the red one for the Dino Kid. Green signpost, we'll put that for the farm. Blue will go to the Kraken Kid. And purple to the Koala Kid. Gonna place some daisies for some nice contrast with the white and blue. Then some magnolia for the Koala Kid's base. Couple flowers for the hangout area. One back here and one right here. And then why not? We'll put 2 more flowers for the farm. Looks very, very nice. Now these tables, we don't have any chairs. So maybe we could use this table as a display table. So we have all 3 of them right there. And then we have our thorn armor, which I want to be able to make stand up again. Not upside down though. There we go. Okay. And then the thorn armor we could put right here. That looks pretty cool. So now I want to find 2 other things we could show. An oil barrel is pretty rare, not extremely rare like thorn armor, but we could have that be for this table. And then we need something as the centerpiece. Maybe the thorn body should be the centerpiece. And then we'll find something else for the right side. Maybe an engine. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go find an engine, and then we'll have that be for the right table. Now for our hedgerow curved, maybe we could put on the sides of the girls' beds just as a little bit extra decoration. Why not? We'll put 2 fairy lights on each of their, or 1 fairy light per tent. And we did forget the purple pillows too. Okay, so let's do that. Put the fairy lights and then the pillows. I actually am not sure we could put that. Maybe back here and then back here in these empty spaces. Now we'll put a fairy light right here for the farm, and then we'll put one behind the bleachers for some lighting. But just as I thought we were about to be done placing furniture, my bro, the furniture trader, is back. And you are get off of the oil drill. All right, let's see what he's got. Hedgerow curved. I don't want those. Blue camping chairs and green camping chairs. We could actually use these. And we got the other mythic, the deer trophy. Not bad at all. That is very nice. Let's place the archway right in the door right here. The deer trophy. I know exactly where this is going. My boy Kevin actually killed the deer. I'm not lying. He straight up killed the deer, got into Minecraft creative mode, or actually no, he was playing on PlayStation and he got the deer trophy. And now because I'm playing on desktop, the deer is still alive. Yeah, that makes much more sense. Kevin, thank you for clearing that up, even though you didn't say a word. Now for these camping chairs, not sure exactly what we can do with them. I guess we could put them around this area just so that the boys have a few more seats. And green and blue does fit. All right, looks a little bit nicer. They have some more seats. Now let's go get our engine. Well, looks like we're not getting our engine tonight. Deer is hungry. Let's get our farm plots. All right, we got 80 wood. Probably won't need all these farm plots, but we'll see how many we can place. Looks like we're not even going to be able to place more than 4 because I do want the crafting or the crock pot to be right here. So let's go grab that. Put that right here. And then we have a little bit of extra space for if you want to stand and take a break. Yes, if you work here and you are done with a 14-hour shift, we don't allow you to sit. That sitting is for people who don't like to work. So we will allow you to stand for 30 seconds on break, then immediately get back in your 14-hour shift. Try to sleep 8 hours in those 30 seconds if you can. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with it. Now, I do want to do something a little bit different. I want to pick up this deer trophy and I want to pick up Kevin because I want to put them out front. I feel like it would look really nice as a nice entryway with the deer trophy being a pretty cool item right here. And then Kevin himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevon, just like this. Makes the base look just a little bit better. I'm also going to move the fairy light archway because although it is a little cool, it does mess up the lighting and I want the logs to be all one color. So instead, what we can do is place this here on the farm, pick up the fairy lights we had here originally, pick up this one as well, and then place 2 of them behind the bleachers to look a little bit nicer. Now, take our defense blueprints and just shove all of them by the front door. And we should be good to kill pretty much every cultist doing this. And we're about to get raided tonight. So let me place all these as fast as I can. Gonna do it in an alternating pattern. And then we'll place our stakes right here since we don't have any more barbed wire. And hopefully that should kill all of them. So let's see what happens. We have the deer staring at us. And now they're coming in, coming right towards me. And they're dying. Perfect. 2 more on their way in. Same exact thing. Here's another. Now we're just waiting on the 2 crossbow guys. There's the first one. And I do see the second one back there. And done. Raid done. Didn't even have to do a single thing. That's very nice. Now let me go get the engine that we need. And this should be the base completely done. There we go. We got our engine. But we also did get 2 oil barrels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a stack of oil barrels instead of just the one. All right. Looks nice. We got our engine too. We'll place that. I do want it at a different angle. I want it to be 45 degrees like this. And this is a nice little area where we have some cool stuff. 3 oil barrels, thorn body, Okar engine. All right, let's do the base tour. Right outside, we have Kevin, who actually killed the deer and got this PS4/PS7 trophy. Kevin is just that rich, he bought the PS7 50 years in advance. Then we have our defensive traps, which actually work very, very nicely, as you can see. Turning to your left, we actually have the girls' hangout area / their rooms. We have the Kraken kids area right here, Koala kids area right here. Then fountain right in the middle, Finding Nemo. He's actually very expensive, very popular actor, by the way. Flowers, purple pillows, just a very nice girls' side right here. Then on our way to the boys' side, you can see that we have some valuables right here, 3 oil barrels, thorn body, and an old car engine. Here we have stuff that I dropped, gotta pick that up. Then we have the boys' hangout area. We have the Dino kids bed, the Squid kids bed, and they don't have as nice of beds as the girls do, but hopefully soon they'll add more furniture to the game. Then we have a nice little living room right here where they can hang out, and they could even do stuff in the center here, play board games, whatever they feel like. But back here, we have our NBA NCAA certified court with 2 hoops, bleachers if you want to watch the game that do have lighting, and if you want to get absolutely destroyed with all of your bones and spine being cracked whenever somebody falls on you, this seat is actually very expensive. So make sure you buy your tickets by sending the money to the Ugandan government, which again is a joke. And over here in this last corner we have our farm with all the food that we could need, flowers all around to make it look nice, very light archway to go in and out, and lastly the Kraken kid just refuses to get down from that oil drill. Why? I have no idea. But that is the big... Actually, I forgot to do this. Hold on, I forgot to move these torches. There we go. We now have torches in the farm. Actually, wait, hold on, I want to have torches out here. That actually look really nice. All right, that does look a little bit nicer. It's kind of hard to see with it being nighttime, but there we go. It's daytime and we can see the base very nicely. And with that, that is the biggest square base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Because the fishing update is now here, I can build one of the coolest bases in the game. I'm gonna be building the biggest food base, where I'm gonna have 3 walls. One with the max level fire ring, the second where we have 5 torches expanding the base, and the third where we have 10 torches expanding the base, all with different types of food. Now you just saw it, but I have no idea what we're gonna do with this base yet. I'm not sure which food we're gonna put in which ring, but I do know it's gonna look very cool. Now I did just realize though, I'm playing the fisherman. Instead of playing the fisherman, I'm actually gonna play the farmer. That way we can get a ton more food, and that should be more efficient than just getting better fish. So let me quickly get fire level 3, and we're also gonna be getting all 4 kids for this base. All right, fire level 3. Now I do need to go find a weapon before we go get the first kid, because I do want to be careful. I don't want to die. Or actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take all this coal, and this might be enough to get me to fire level 4. See if this works. Almost. Let me actually just get a bit more wood, and we can get level 4 fire pretty much right off the bat, and hopefully that'll help us find a weapon faster. All right, there we go. Got 3 wood left over for a map as well. We're already doing pretty good. We're gonna build this base as fast as possible, giving us more time to make it really good. There we go. Okay, we got a rifle before even anything else, but this will be good enough to go get the first kid and definitely the second kid. We just need enough ammo. Wait, whoa, I think they fixed it. The farmer used to not actually give you apple trees, but we just got an apple tree. Interesting. Okay, so I could pick the apples just like this by putting it in the sack, and I think you cut it down just like any other tree. So actually that'll help us to get a bunch of apples. We could use that as part of our food. So we're just gonna start a little pile right here, and right now I'm just eating a bunch of morsels because I don't have any stable source of food yet. But let me get the good sack real quick, and now let's go get the first kid. All right, first kid is safe. I'm also gonna get the good axe with the... Oh, interesting. Wait, why in the world would I trade for an old rod? I'm actually a little bit curious about that. There's like 17 of them back here. Yeah, I see them right there. They're all right here. I wonder, why does he trade them? That's interesting. Maybe in the future they won't have this building here. I'm not sure. But let me try to cut down this apple tree, see if it gives more wood or less wood. Yeah, it seems to be about the same wood. We got 3 right here, 3 right here, 3 and 3. Okay, now for this base I'm gonna have to get an absolute ton of scrap, because we're gonna be using shelves to build our walls, and each of those, although they're only 2 scrap, it is still gonna be a lot of shelves. All right, we just got level 5 fire. We also got a spear, so let me use that to go get the second kid. And I'm trying to think what we should do for this base. I'm thinking the inner ring should be the more rare foods, because I'm not gonna have as many of them, and then the outer ring should be something just ridiculously easy. So I think the outer ring, what we should do is, because even we're playing the farmer class, the outer ring should be full of fruit or vegetables that you grow out of the ground. Don't think you can grow any fruits in this game yet. Actually, I can grow the apple because I'm the farmer, so we might put that in the outer ring as well. Well, it's a little difficult to get the second kid when all 4 of them are chasing you, so let me revive. All right, second kid is now safe. I do need more rifle ammo before I go get the third kid though, but we have a ton of wood and scrap, so let me upgrade the crafting bench twice, and then let me also start to get farm plots, which we're gonna be using these in these asterisk like patterns. So right now it's in a plus sign, but you can plant, I don't know, like 10 of them on top of each other by doing it diagonally and very precisely, which will allow me to literally water like 10 farm plots all at once, making this way more efficient. And because I'm the farmer and I have the max level, every single farm plot will get me at least 1 pumpkin. So we're gonna have a very nice food source and also a lot of pumpkins for our wall. But in order to start the wall, we do need the level 6 fire. So let me get the sundial just so I know what time of day it is. We got a minute 40. I think I should just go out and loot, try to get some fuel, and then come back to the base. Okay, this is perfect. I just found chili seeds. I'm gonna pick those up. I'm also picking up all these fruits and vegetables, and the chilies will actually add a lot to our variety. Now, the one thing I do need to do better is that I haven't been picking up cakes, I've been eating them. So instead, we need to pick up the cakes and bring them back, and I'm wondering how many we can get. Got a bunch of fuel. Don't think this is enough for fire level 6 though. We're about halfway so far. All right, just got another farm plot. So we put it just like this, and we can put a bunch more when we have have the wood for it. So let me actually go get more wood, and then we'll also replant the saplings. And while we're going out and getting scrap and fuel, we should have enough food for what we need. We only really need 20 farm plots and maybe a few other things. I'm not exactly sure yet. We're gonna have to think about that. All right, we already got some of our food to grow, but now I'm gonna start separating it. So pumpkins we'll put here, we'll pick up the apples and we'll put them over here, add our carrots right here, and corn off to the side. Now these are all most likely gonna be in the outer ring, and then I'll probably put fish on the middle ring because fish are decently easy to get. But as for the inner ring, I'm wondering what we can do. But let me just get some chilies real quick because I do see a bunch of them around me now. All right, there we go. Got 25 chilies, and I'm actually gonna go grab a few more. I also do want to get the berries. These are gonna be nice for the base. Put our berries off to a separate pile, and so far everything's going good. I just do need to go get more fuel. So let me also get a biofuel processor and a boost pad. I also just realized we do need to get the third kid. So we found the place by accident, but I do need to take care of these wolves too because I prefer life. Not having bite marks in your legs is actually a pretty cool feeling. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but that's what I'm trying to do right now. Got the bear pelt, which will give us the final pelt trade, and an oil barrel. These are what we need right now. Got the strong axe too. That'll actually help us to get some wood. There we go. All right, we're back to the base. My fire is also about to go out, so it's a good thing we have fuel. Third kid is back at the base as well. Pelt trader also just showed up. That's perfect timing. And we have more apple trees as well. Let me get the iron armor. We need that right now. I'm getting close to dying quite a lot. All right, let's see. Do the apples just fall? Okay, they do. So you can just cut down the trees and the apples will be there. All right, we're about to hit fire level 6. I'm just gonna get a few of these carrots. We're gonna be growing a ton of them anyway, and that should get us to the max level. There we go. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut down all the trees we have right here and get a few more farm plots just so we can get our fruit up pretty quickly because we are gonna be filling up an entire level 10 torch wall with a bunch of vegetables and fruit. That's probably gonna take quite a lot, so it's always good to start as soon as possible. I'm also curious how many farm plots you can get in one spot. So let me craft 2 more, and with this will be 5. So there we go. There's 4 and there's 5. Use the watering can as well. There we go. So now we need to build an entire wall made out of shelves around this circle, and then we'll make it bigger with torches. So one thing I just realized, the apples seem to be bugged. If you pick them up after chopping down a tree, they don't appear in your sack. There's nothing in here. And I'm not eating them too because my hunger bar is not going up. So for now, I'm just gonna eat and they don't even work. Okay, so don't just chop down the tree. Make sure you pick off the apples if you can. So in order to preserve the apples, I'm gonna plant these in a line like this. Not as a wall, but just to have them a little bit separate. But we do also have 50 more wood, which means we're gonna have a total of 10 farm plots now. So I wonder, can we plant all these? There's 6, there's 7, there's 8, there's 9, and there's 10. 10 farm plots in one. It almost looks like a circle now, but because I can water them all at the same time, it makes it a lot easier. But now let's make all of our shelves, which will actually be 30 old shelves already, and let's see if we can fill in this first wall. All right, we just placed all of them. That's 30 shelves, and we are close to being done. We have about 25% left to go. But now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna go get a bunch of scrap because we're gonna need about 60 for all 10 of our torches and also a ton more for the walls. So I'm gonna be looking for things like washing machines, tires, microwaves, and also the engine. And we will also make a crock pot. That way I can have food whenever we go out, but also for the wall, which might be what we make our inner wall. Inner wall will be stew, then we'll have fish, then we'll have fruits and vegetables. That actually might work. Or maybe the inner wall could be, I actually do have a few ideas now, because what are we gonna do about things like cooked meat and cooked steak, or cooked morsel and cooked steak? Not exactly sure, but at least I have ideas now. We also did get the morning star, so not bad. All right, this is really good. We found a very big lake with the bones in it, and we also found the 4th kid's location. So let me see if we can get the 4th kid really quick. All right, this will be the last bear. Key fell right in there too, and we got the 4th kid and a mythic chest, and we got the riot shield. I don't think I've ever actually used the riot shield other than just holding it out. Okay, this is not good. My flashlight just ran out of battery, and we're out in the very outer ring with a bunch of bears and the deer chasing me. I hear his footsteps, but I don't see him. We're also low on hunger, so I need to make it home as fast as possible. All right, we're back to base. I'm gonna eat a couple pumpkins. All right, 4th kid is safe, slightly over the apples, but that's fine. And our apple tree grew, so now let me grab all these by hand. There's also a few of them that seem to be in between. Yeah, right there. Okay, this is interesting. We got a bunch of our farm plots to grow. We also got a piece of cake. So let me put that off to the side. Let me grab all these pumpkins too. It's an insane amount of pumpkins. It's like 11 pumpkins in just one tiny spot. Insane. We're gonna have a lot of food. Grab all the corn as well. There were more pumpkins than corn. Then let me grab these 50,000 carrots. I'm also gonna use a few of these for some biofuel because we're gonna have a ton of them anyway. Let me also get this wood, and we're gonna see if we can build even more farm plots on top of the ones we already have. All right, we got 50 wood. Now I am gonna use half of it on building torches, or actually that was a little bit more than half, so that way we'll be ready for when we want to expand the base. So I'm gonna build 2 more farm plots, a bunch more shelves, which should definitely finish out the wall. Then we'll place our torches for the next wall. So let's see. All right, this will make 11, and this barely will make 12. Insane how you could just place all these right on top of each other. But now let's finish that wall. All right, this should be the last. Actually, I want to place 2 shelves just in case. I want there to be no gap. There we go. All right, the first wall is officially complete, and I do think we should make this inner wall full of maybe not stew. Actually, maybe the second layer could be. I'm not sure what I want to do. Meat is insanely hard to get. This amount of meat, oh, is absolutely ridiculous. This is gonna be so hard to get. So the first wall, we're definitely making meat. We're gonna make it cooked morsel, steaks, and maybe even a few ribs if we go to get some mammoths. Now we have fish and fruits and vegetables left, and also stew. Now I'm thinking that the middle wall will make it full of fish. I think that would look pretty cool. And then the outer wall, we will make that of stew and vegetables and all that. So stew will actually be with the vegetables. And we also got another piece of cake because we have so many farm plots. It's actually coming by pretty quick. All right, so I'm gonna put my shelves off to the side, or at least the extra ones that we have. Then we're gonna place our 5 torches around the kids' tent. So 1 for each tent, and then we'll also put 1 behind the campfire. So now the new wall is gonna be out here with even more shelves filled with fish, which is probably gonna take an insane amount of time. I'm hoping maybe that sharks will take up an entire shelf. That would help a lot, but I guess we'll have to find out. All right, so I think what I want to do now is we're gonna go get our fishing rod to level 2. So I'm gonna use these fishing spots right here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to use this one. I want to use one that's further out and is a level 2 lake. That way we can get some salmon a lot faster, and although it might be a little bit harder, the XP is worth it just because the mackerel barely gives you anything. All right, here we go. This should be a level 2 lake. The color does look different. Yeah, there we go. We already got a hard one right off the bat, and I failed. There we go. Yeah, that's a ton of XP, so we just got to keep doing this. All right, so far we got 6 salmon, and also we're halfway to level 2. There we go. Our rod is ready for upgrade, so let's grab all this salmon, and then I think I'm gonna go out to the level 3 lake to try and get the strong rod as fast as possible. Put it in there, get the upgrade. All right, so let me drop off these salmon. We're not gonna be cooking them because if we cook the fish, they're all gonna be the same exact color. But now let's see, where is the 4th kid? I remember a lake being by where the 4th kid was held. Actually, you don't see it. Okay, it might be right here, this bottom right. It is covered up by a chest a little bit. So we're gonna have to go down to the bottom right. We also got more trees growing in, which means I think we'll be able to finish out our farm plots and make as many as you could possibly build. Okay, we're not there yet, but we have 4 more farm plots, which means this will bring us up to 16 in one spot if we can get them all placed, which it seems like we'll be able to. There we go. It is insane how many of these you could place on top of each other. But now let me head down to where the 4th kid was kept, and let's fish in that lake. Got another piece of cake, and here's the lake that I was looking for. So let's see what we can get. I'm thinking the swordfish shouldn't be too difficult. It might be just as difficult as the salmon was with the old rod. Okay, this is actually pretty easy. Hold up. Okay, it was a cultist gem. Nothing crazy. All right, now we got something going. That's the sword. Oh, dude. That gave me like a third of my XP. That is insane. All right, we got another one coming right here. All right, 1 more fish and we'll get the strong rod. All right, should be it. There we go. Rod is ready for upgrade. Let me take all this stuff back to the base. Okay, this is insane. This is just an insane amount of food. Now I'm gonna let it go by maybe a couple more days. That way they should actually, no, we're gonna do that later. I want to have all of them be in sync so that we have everything grow all at once. So for now, let's actually harvest all this. And in order to make a bunch of stew, I actually have a plan for that. I just need the materials to make the crock pot. It is insane how many pumpkins we have. We're starting to have more pumpkins than anything else. All right, let me go upgrade our rod. And then for today, we're gonna get some more wood just so that we can get the final farm plots that we need. And then we'll go back to fish some more for all the fish we're gonna need. We're gonna need an absolutely insane amount of fish, while also getting some wolves on the way, maybe even bears, and maybe even mammoths. That might be the most worth it, because mammoths are kind of easy to take down if you know what you're doing, and they do give a ton of food, but we'll see. I would like the tactical shotgun. That would help me a ton right now, but then again, the ammo is expensive, so I don't know. Okay, this will be enough to make all 20 farm plots, and we're gonna see. I'm assuming this will work. Place all of them. Yep, there's a spot right there, just barely. Try right here. Yep, there we go. And let's see. This might be a little difficult, but I do see it, so there we go. And there is all 20 farm plots in one place. So I'm just gonna water all of them, and then I'm gonna wait a few days to even harvest it. That way they'll all be on the same schedule. So we'll just have a ton of stuff growing all at once, harvest it, and then repeat. So now what I want to do is I want to head out and actually get more scrap. We'll have that for our wall, but also to make the crock pot, because we do want to start making stews as soon as possible. Okay, this is good. We got 2 bases and a water tower right next to each other. That's gonna be a lot of scrap, but first let me try to get my stuff without dying. There's so many animals around here right now. Now I could just snipe down at the crossbow guy, because he's actually the most dangerous. His aim is insane. I have no idea why they made the aim so incredibly crazy on this guy, because it used to be worse, but probably a while ago they made it better. Oh, you've got... Dude, what in the world was... That was Batman. All right, take 2 to go get my stuff. All right, I have to be careful. I'm gonna try to take these guys out one by... And there's a bear. All right, I think I took out everybody. There's another wolf that just spawned, though. All right, that should be everybody. I'm gonna check up on the roof just in case. All right, there's one more guy off to the side, but at least he's not on the roof. 2 guys, okay. Got 1. Okay, I'm out of rifle bullets. This is not good, but I do have the things that are trying to chase after me inside of the base. So we'll just take that and we'll take all our stuff. I do need food right now, though, so I'm gonna take a med kit and eat some raw food. All right, let me just get the last 2 chests, and we'll actually have a ton of stuff. Now, let me get the water tower, because this always has good stuff. Nothing here on the bottom. We did get a microwave and oil barrel, though. All right, I'm gonna quickly loot this base, which is pretty easy, because all you gotta do is get the stuff on the bottom just by running through, and then when you manage to parkour up top, no one can get to you. I do really badly need some food, though. Insanely badly. So I'm gonna take my morning star, and we're gonna go get an alpha wolf really fast and eat the raw steak. Okay, now I'm heading back to the base. This is a little dangerous to still be out, but furniture trader's here too. So let me grab these coins and then see what we can get. We can add a little bit to our base. Let's see what he's got. We're gonna get our rainbow fish lounger. We're gonna get the snowman and the icy throne. Then we'll get some flowers. That'll help make the base look nice. And then we got the flowers. We'll also get the hedgerows because it is a food base. So the hedgerows will look nice around the farm, even though the farm is tiny. So I wonder how we're even gonna use those. All right, we got 95 scrap. So that'll get us the crock pot. We just need a little bit of wood. All right, we got enough wood. Now I want to show you guys something interesting that I saw in a YouTube short. If I put my crock pot right here, then we build 4 wood rain storages and put them around just like this, pretty much touching the crock pot, just like this. This looks pretty good. We can now take an absolute insane amount of carrots, and instead of having to wait for our stew to cook, we could just drop all of the carrots into here, and it'll continue to make stews pretty slowly because usually you have to take out the stew to do it faster, but it will still cook them pretty much automatically. So we're just gonna shove all of our carrots into there. All right, we got a bunch of carrots in here, so that'll just start making us stews, of the which it's already made us 2. All right, now that we got our crock pot going, let's make the second layer wall. So we're gonna craft as many shelves as we can, and then we're also gonna pick up the leftover ones we have, and I'm assuming we might be able to finish half of it. So let's start from right here and then work our way clockwise. Okay, I messed up a little bit right here, so I'm gonna instead go the other way, and then we'll eventually get a hammer to fix that. All right, so we have a little gap right here, but it shouldn't really matter too much. I just don't want to curve it inwards right here, because then that just leaves a wall in between it. It's like a secondary mini wall for this lake, but we're just gonna keep going. All right, here's our last shelf, and with that, we'll actually have finished more than half of the second wall. I just need the hammer to fix this little mistake right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna go get more scrap so we can finish the second wall, and then we'll finish the third wall, or at least that's what I'm planning on doing, and then we'll start getting meat for that inner wall, because the inner wall is gonna be the hardest. Getting meat is not easy. It takes a lot of ammo, or if I use the morning star, I should be able to get a lot of steak from wolves. I also got a mythic chest right here. We will take that. All right, thorn armor isn't bad. We'll take that. All right, we're running out of area to look for scrap, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the winter biome, make some bunny ears, because we already have 2 bunny feet, and then we'll get scrap over here, which should be slightly easier. Actually, I might as well just get the Arctic fox bell. I just got 2 already. Now it's 3. All right, we got 3 pretty fast. So let me go make that, and then getting scrap actually should be easy out here. There we go. We reached day 99 in 1 minute less than 2 hours. So we got a little bit longer to go until we can finally get this base finished. Just doing a ton of preparation right now. We have 130 scrap. This should be good enough to definitely finish the second wall and also get a huge portion of the last wall done. I have no idea how many shelves I have. 130 shelves though should be about 65 shelves. And there we go. Second wall is complete. But before we build the third wall, I do need to make more torches. So we're gonna have to go get a little bit more scrap. But then we can start filling this thing out with as much food as possible. All right, we've waited quite a few days for our farm. So now let's finally harvest it. And all 20 farm plots should be synced up. So we got 17 pieces of corn, probably 20 pumpkins. Yeah, there we go. Exactly 20. It's an insane amount. Got a piece of cake, extra piece of corn that I didn't get. And now an absolute insane amount of carrots, which we're gonna drop both a little bit into the fire to get that up and also into the stew maker. All right, fire is about max. And then let's just keep dropping these in here. All right, this looks pretty good. Starting to even cover up the crock pot a little bit, but we'll let that go. And now I think the best thing to do is to go... Actually, you know what? We're gonna fish a little bit right here. With the strong rod, it probably is gonna be really easy. That way we can get a ton of fish for this second row, because there's no way I'm filling the entire second row with sharks. That is insanely hard. No way. I got a clownfish the first try. That's insanely rare, is it not? Yeah, I got a mackerel the second try. I guess if I keep fishing, I'll tell whether or not the clownfish first try is rare. It seems to be insanely rare. Okay, that's interesting. I got 2 clownfish now. And although I'm getting mostly mackerel, I do think that the 2 clownfish is insanely rare. What in the world? Yo, I just got a swordfish out of here. I have no idea how rare that is. Actually, you know what? It might actually be worth to fish out by where the 4th kid was, because that's a level 3 lake. And I'm thinking, if I put mackerel here, how many can I fit? 6 mackerel per shelf. But a swordfish, I actually don't know that. I actually have no idea to tell. But I do think I might be able to fit less swordfish per shelf, which should fill up the shelves faster. But for now, let's take all of our fish and we'll put them over here. All right, I seem to have messed up the timing for our fruit to grow, or maybe there is no way to sync it up, because now it seems like it's not synced up, but we'll still harvest it anyway. All right, this is actually starting to lag me out a little bit. It's about full, pretty close to being full, but I think I'm just gonna let that sit for a while because it is starting to lag me a little bit. Now let me go out and get some more scrap, which we'll need for some torches. All right, we're back to the base. I'm starting to run a little bit low on scrap, or at least areas to find scrap, but we can make our last 5 torches and even more shelves, so that's good. So now let's place our torches, 1 more behind the crafting bench, and then 1 more for each of the kids' tents. All right, so now let me pick up, I'm gonna just pick up half of these, and then now we have the room to make the final wall for the base. Now the 10 torch wall works a little weird because I can only build out this far, but it does say I have more room, so we'll have to build just as close as we can to the edge. All right, with this we finished just about half of the wall, so now let's pick up the rest of our shelves and see what we can do. This does give me confidence though, because we are running a little bit low on scrap, but we're almost done. All right, with this we actually don't have much left, maybe 30% of the wall left to create, and then we can start filling it in. But let me also get some more food, because dude, I have no idea just how much corn and pumpkins and carrots we're gonna need for that final wall. I'm also gonna start putting off my carrots to the side. Maybe we could fill up a few shelves with these as well, because our stew maker is just full right now and I don't want to lag us out. Actually, it's not that full anymore, but I don't want to make it full again. All right, I'm gonna head out today to get what should be the last bit of scrap that we need. But let me actually grab some food first. I don't want to starve. You know what? In order to get a little bit more scrap, I'm gonna take out the 1st level stronghold. That way we get the cultist prototype and maybe even the experiment, but I know we at least get 2 of whichever ones it gives me. So let's actually do that. Shouldn't be too difficult, especially with the morning star. And there we go. So we got a prototype, an experiment, gem of the forest fragment, 2 cultist gems, and now we got the mythic chest. Hoping for a tactical shotgun, because that will help us to get, there we go. Okay, perfect. Actually, that will help us to get a ton of meat. I'm actually gonna start bringing back some as well. I think the first places that I want to go check are the places where the kids were held, because there should be just a ton of meat right there. All right, the stew maker is starting to go down a bit, so I'm gonna just put these carrots off to the side, and then we'll pick up all the stew, of which I have no idea how much is in here. It is a lot. All right, just start dropping these, and there we go. Probably doubled or even more this pile right here. All right, so let's take the scrap that we have. We'll build almost as many shelves as we can, just so we don't waste, and let's see if we can finish this 3rd wall. Then we'll just go get as much meat as we possibly can with the new tactical shotgun we got. All right, I'm glad we didn't build too many shelves, because now I only have 1 extra and all 3 walls are done. So now we're gonna have to fill these up like crazy. We're gonna start with the inner wall. We're gonna leave everything else and just start with the inner wall with meat. So let me start by putting some cooked morsel right here, and then we'll put some cooked steak right here, and then we'll work the steak this way and the cooked morsel this way. Dude, it is just insane. We have a mountain of pumpkins over here. I'm just eating pumpkins for food right now. All right, I got my tactical shotgun. Don't know how many shots. Okay, we got the owl too. That's not good. I'm also about to die, and I don't have any heals on me, so I'm gonna have to be very careful with how I hand, and I'm dead. All right, we got a bunch of food. I think we also got 2 polar bear pelts. We got 1 here, and I think another one from the polar bear we killed earlier. Just need to find that. We also have more meat here, so I'm gonna remember to come get that. But for now, I think what we can do is make the polar bear helmet. Yep, we should be good to do so. There we go. Now I'm gonna try to kill a mammoth and see if that is worth it. All right, let's see how this goes. It will give us a few ribs when we kill the mammoth as well. All right, there we go. We got actually a bunch of steak, but I don't think that's worth it, because although the steak does give you more hunger, we're just trying to fill the shelves right now. Okay, this is perfect. We got a fishing spot right here, so what I'm gonna do is keep backing out of it until we get a shark, and that way we could see how many sharks will fit on a shelf. All right, we got our first one. We also did just get the old boot, so we'll take that, but I did forget the shark thing. So although I'm kind of glad we got the old boot, I do need to get sharks. All right, we got all the meat here. There might be a bit more back here. Okay, perfect. All right, let me start sorting some of this meat that we have. Gonna try to grab all the morsels and then just place them on the shelves. But we have so much stuff right here. And I think we could fit about 4 morsels per shelf. Yeah, okay, so it's not dropping anymore, which is actually pretty good because morsels are easier to get than steaks, and actually less of them go on each shelf. All right, this is what we have so far. Almost 3 shelves of steak. We had a little bit of ribs on there, but one of them fell off, and a ton of cooked morsels. So we're not halfway done, but I think we're about 25, maybe 30% done. So this is gonna be a little difficult. So now let me see if I can find a location where the third kid was kept. Here was the first, I think here was the second, but I don't see the third, and that's not a good sign. Okay, the meat is now starting to fall like it's moon gravity. I think we have so many pieces of things like the vegetables back at the base that we're starting to lag out the game. Oh yeah, this is not looking good. This is not good. Okay, this is pretty bad. All right, we got some meat pretty fast. We're also gonna grab this scrap because I'm thinking for fishing we might as well make a teleporter, because I do think although it'll take a lot of scrap, it'll be worth our time to do it, because then we'll be able to go back and forth between fishing a lot faster and even bring the fish back to base a lot quicker. So let's see, we have 36 scrap right now. We can get the crafting bench 4. To get 2 teleporters we need 50 scrap and 30 wood. The wood is very easy. We have a bunch laying right here, so we're gonna get that very fast, but the scrap is what I'm worried about because we were already low earlier. But I do think that just from fishing we can get some scrap anyway, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go fish, and then the scrap that we get or maybe even find while doing other things, we'll use that for the teleporter. All right, I'm lagging a very decent amount now. Everything's moving really slowly, so in order to combat that, we're gonna start placing our fruit and our vegetables, and I'm assuming that should make it less laggy when stuff is on the shelf. All right, we got the last of the pumpkins, and so far we already have all of this. Let me just fill up this last little bit. There we go. Oh wait, I forgot, we have more growing over here, so let me grab these too. All right, now this is all the pumpkins we have. It's an insane amount. Seriously, it's insane. Now one of these shelves right here, it wouldn't let me put 9, and I think these ones also might have done the same thing, but we have just, I don't even know how many this is. So now let's start with putting our stews as well. Now these are going to be a little bit more difficult because they're in your inventory, not in your sack, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave extra room for a lot more pumpkins. We're going to start right over here with our stews. All right, there's all of our stews. We also have an insane amount of those. Now we're going to start with our corn, and this is just a ridiculous amount as well. So we're going to leave a gap for some stew. We're going to start right here. Now it takes a lot more corn to fill up a shelf, so the corn shouldn't take up too much space. Okay, this is interesting. This shelf did not want to take a lot of them, and I think this is helping the lag. It seems to be everything's moving a lot faster now, probably because there's less collision. Everything's just resting on the shelf. All right, I have 6 more pieces of corn, and although we do have some shelves that aren't taking as much corn as others, this is what we have so far. So now it's, wait, hold up, I just realized I almost finished the entire circle with all this. Where in the world are we gonna put carrots? Maybe instead of these gaps being for extra fruits, we could just fill them in with carrots, because wow, okay, that was pretty fast. So let's go ahead and do that. I also didn't place any apples or chili peppers yet, so I'm just gonna place a few carrots over in this section, then we're gonna go place our chili peppers and our apples as well. All right, let's grab our apples and we'll do these first. We're gonna put them on this edge of the stews. All right, we have 2 extra, but we're just gonna go ahead and eat these to make it look nice and perfect. Now the chilies we're gonna place over here, not next to the apples, just because they do have a very similar color, and I don't think this shelf is even usable. Yeah, this shelf isn't even usable. Hold up, can't place any chilies. I think I placed 1 chili on there, or maybe it just fell on there because I can't even use that shelf. So we're gonna start over here then. Wait, hold up, I don't think it's a shelf problem. I think it's all the shelves problems. I don't think you could place chili. Okay, guess you can't do that. That's I have no idea why that's a thing. So we're just gonna keep these over here because I do have a bunch. But as for the cake that we have, I'm gonna put these onto a shelf in the inner ring. So we're gonna move this morsel shelf off to one other shelf and then have this be for the cake. All right, this should fill up the corn shelves. There we go. Okay, so we're done with the corn. All these shelves should be full, and the rest we're just gonna keep off to the side right here for extra food. Now let me start placing our fish. I'm wondering just how hard it's gonna be to get the fish row filled up, because that might take a very long time. So we'll start with the mackerels right here, and it does seem like the mackerels are very inefficient for filling the shelves, but it does look nice. Oh, I also realized we have berries. I'm gonna try to fill in a shelf with these berries. We'll do that right next to the corn right here, but I don't think you could put them on shelves. I think berries and chilies alike doesn't seem like you put them on shelves. Okay, so that's good to know, but also kind of sucks. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, you can place them. They just roll off like, okay. Let me pick up the ones that aren't on the shelf. There we go, and then we'll just place these and hope they don't fall off. Okay, these just keep falling off over and over and over. over. Interesting. I'm gonna try to just drop them on the top shelf, and then we'll call these two the berry shelves. All right, there we go. We got them on top. These are our berry shelves. Let me put one more on top like this. There we go. Still haven't gotten the hammer to fix that one shelf, so let me go do that. It is nighttime, so I should probably learn from my lesson and do that as soon as it's morning. But now let's take the carrots that we have and fill out the very outer rim to the brim. And it is not slim. Wait, hold up. We perfectly have enough cake to fill an entire shelf of it. That is pretty nice. All right. I think absolutely everything on the outer shelf is filled except for two shelves right here, which we're going to fill with pumpkins. And then this stew shelf, which we only need 7 more stews for. So let's just go ahead and put these carrots in here. Get some stews, which might be enough by now. Should be enough. And there we go. Okay, this is full. So now we just need some more pumpkins, but we'll get those pretty easily. So for now, we're just going to take all the rest of our fruits and shove it in the stew maker, because why not? Actually, I'm going to take all of these and shove it into the stew maker, because then that should be enough stew for the probably rest of the run. And if not, we'll grow more. And then all these carrots that are on the floor over here, we're just going to eat those. I'm going to have the best eyesight. I'm going to have 2017 vision, and hopefully then we can do some better fishing. What we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite side of where the mackerels are and just fill it up with sword. Okay, this is just as hard as mackerels. I think it might be more worth it to get mackerels then, but we'll see. Maybe the salmon have a better filling of the shelf effect. So we're going to go quite a bit away over here and fill the salmon over here, which also have the same filling the shelf effect. Okay, that is interesting. We might be fishing for a very long time. We're going to keep all these fish off to the side though, because we don't have enough to fill a shelf yet. Now I'm curious about the shark. Are the sharks going to be what saves us? Let's put them over here. Actually, let me do it without the log. Okay, the sharks are good. They take up 3 per shelf, or 2 where we got lucky down here. You know what? This is going to take some time, but we're switching it up. And I have to do this or this will take an abysmal amount of time. We are going to have the first layer be fish and the second layer be meat, because fish are very hard to get. And if we have fish be the second layer, we might be here for an insanely long time. And I'm also a little worried about disconnecting. I do not want to disconnect with what we have so far. This is taking me an insane amount of time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take all of our mackerel and we're just going to move it one shelf inward. And then we're going to do something similar with all the meat. So it shouldn't take me a ridiculous amount of time, but we absolutely do have to do this. It would be an insane amount of fish to put it on the second layer. But now that we have our pumpkins grown in, this will finish the outer wall, or at least I'm 99% sure. Let me look. Yeah. All right, this will finish the outer wall. And there we go. Very nice. So now the rest of the vegetables we could just have for extra food. All right, I just got a bunch of stuff, and I also have an idea. In order to make the raids easier, we're gonna make a door so that hopefully the cultists will all come through the door. So let's open it right here where this shelf doesn't really hold that many mackerel, and then we'll keep going straight through. So let's take our hammer and make a doorway through each thing. There we go. And let me also fix this shelf back here, which is crooked. I still haven't done that, but now we have. All right, I just got a bunch of scrap, and I'm thinking this should be enough for 2 teleporters. Yeah, definitely enough. So let's build one right here, and then we'll build the other one by the lake. All right, it's turning nighttime, so we'll just teleport back. There we go. And then we'll put our swordfish up here. We'll get ready our boost pad, and then we'll go check out the ice fishing holes, because if we can fish there and it'll be faster, that will save a lot of time. All right, we got a bunch of fish. I'm also out of sprint, but we're gonna see how these fish will fit on the shelves, because if they don't fit very well, then I guess we're not gonna get too many of them. So we'll put some of them back here. Yep, just exactly the same. Put them right next to the chars. Nope, just about the same. Okay, so I might go get some more eels and chars just to fill up a few shelves, but other than that, I guess we just gotta keep getting regular fish. Just gonna be an insane grind. But because we have the teleporter, we can go out at pretty much any time of night and just start fishing. All right, so far here's what we got. We got a decent bit of fish at the front. We got some salmon back there, some chars and 2 eels, and some sharks right here. So what I'm thinking is that because we're gonna get so many mackerels, we're gonna move these sharks closer to back here. But the meat is coming together very easily. I can just go out and anger a bunch of wolves, and then that should be pretty easy. But the fish, man, this is gonna be a grind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a short time lapse right now of getting all the meat that we need, and then we'll check back in and probably do a time lapse of all the fish that we need, which is gonna take a long time. So time lapse starting now. All right, we're back at the base. I'm almost at 6 hours into recording now. We're at 5 hours, 56 minutes, and we finally have what seems to be enough to finish the second wall. So let's go see. I have 8 steaks. Should definitely finish this shelf. There we go. And then for the morsels, we definitely have enough. And there we go. The entire second wall is now full. It's like, I would say 80%, maybe 75% morsels and 25% steak. But regardless, it is done. So now we have to go do an insane amount of fishing. Let me make sure I have a bunch of stew. And while it's nighttime, what I'm gonna do is fish right next to the base. So like right here, we have a pond. And then we also have the fishing building pond right over here, which sometimes has the fishing spots that'll help me do this a lot faster. But there's also the fact that the deer spawns on you. So maybe we're just gonna use this one over here. But I've got to do one final time lapse to finish this video. So here's the time lapse of me getting all the fish starting now. This is the last fish that I need. One more mackerel and we're good. There we go. Pick up all of them. We're gonna put the salmon over here because we only need one last salmon. Then we're gonna finish out this shelf with the mackerel and we are done. We have maybe 65% of this just being straight up mackerel. Then we have our cake shelf, which we kept on the inner ring. We have our chars and our eels. We also need to reorganize this shelf because for some reason the clownfish don't fit together too tightly. All right, there we go. We have our rarer fish shelf right here, 3 jellyfish, bunch of clownfish, and 3 old boots. We have our shark shelf with 9 sharks, bunch of salmon, bunch of swordfish, and back to the mackerels. We are finally done with all this food. And you want to guess how long I've been recording? 9 hours now. It is absolutely insane. I think this project will come close or even surpass the chopping down every single tree in the map video just based on time. So let me take all these stews. I'm gonna eat a few of them just to waste them because we have a bunch. Or actually, maybe I should keep a few more because we need to start placing furniture now. But before then, let me get the fire up to a higher threshold just because I do not want to have a hungry deer out of the middle of nowhere. All right, that's good enough. So now let's use our defensive blueprints. We'll put these at the entrance. We'll put it closer to the back right here. We don't want to ruin the look of the front. All right, there we go. Now let's start adding our furniture. And this is going to be difficult. We have a lot of furniture. Let me drop all my other stuff back here though, just so that we have more room in our inventory. We also do have another defensive blueprint, so let me put this down. All right, pretty much anyone who comes in here is dead. Then we're going to design a exclusive, and I mean exclusive, because this is the most expensive restaurant in 99 Nights in the Forest. I don't think anybody's as crazy enough as me to do this. So let's build a very nice exclusive restaurant for whoever wants to pay $20,000 a second to eat here. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's make it a table for 3 or a table for 4. Hold up. Where's he at? Where's Kevin? There he is. All right. We actually have a table so exclusive that you, as the main person who's paying for the check, you get to sit in this seat, Kevin's own seat. And yes, Kevin will be dining with you and he will stare at you blankly the entire time while you eat your food, and he will judge you if you don't leave a tip. So leave a tip. So we're gonna put a hedgerow right here. Actually, you know what? Let's put more hedgerows over here just before we run out. That way you are very private from the angry customers who don't know what they're talking about, and also don't look up our restaurant on Yelp. I don't know, Yelp must be broken or something. People keep saying something about dying from the food, poisonous, non-cooked fish. I don't know what they're talking about. Then we'll use some trellises just like that, and for the opening we'll use some fences with some moss on them for extra flavor and also a hint of poison. We'll cut this one in a little bit just so that we can use more of them. All right, here is the entrance to our restaurant. Very private, very exclusive. Kevin actually works here all day. I don't don't pay them. But if you want to get in, you're gonna have to pay $20,000 a second, I'm pretty sure. So let's put a fairy light arch right here. That way you have a nice entrance into the restaurant. And as you are literally dying to death, we'll put a fairy light arch right here just to make your death a little bit more enjoyable. And then a fairy light arch right here for our guests who actually know how to avoid the trap, which is pretty much nobody. Now, what I want to do is I want to take all the rugs that we have and actually use them as part of the restaurant's design. So we're gonna have to find all of them. All right, so we have 3 purple rugs and 3 blue rugs. So I think what we could do is a alternating pattern going from blue to purple to blue in this area right here. That way you're not necessarily eating on carpet unless you're unlucky enough to not be paying for the meal, so you do get the carpet seat. And the red rug, oh dude, this is the red carpet. If you eat here, you are wealthy enough to walk on red carpet, my good sir. Whoever you are, madam, sir, if you have money, I will happily make some poisonous food for you that hopefully you won't sue me over with your 15,000 lawyers. We'll also put a green signpost here for poison. And then back here, we'll add all of our bean bags as a relaxation area where you can digest your food properly while you are relaxing, listening to the stock market. Now, I have no idea how one listens to the stock market, but I'm not rich enough to do that. That's my customer's job. I also just found another red rug, so we're gonna have the red carpet be even longer into the fire because rich people are fire resistant. Don't ask me how I know that. And with that, that's all the furniture I want to place. The rest we'll just toss off in that lake. Our table here, we have a few appetizers, not the entrees. 2 pieces of chicken, because I'm just calling this chicken. 2 pieces of sushi. Technically, it is raw fish. And then 2 pieces of chili for if you want to literally die by mouth fire. Now, we actually have our first group of customers making their way over to this base. So I do have to do well at impressing them. So let's see. I think they're coming in. All right, here's our first customer who's literally a Martian. Bro is jumping in slow motion. All right, sir, come in this way. I would actually like to show you your table back here. Sir, why are you sleeping? All right, well, fine. You go to another restaurant then. All right, well, you know what? We have more customers begging to come in. They're literally breaking down the walls to come in. Come right this way, my good sir. What's your name? Kevin? Oh, okay. I have actually a pretty cool person that I think you should meet. All right, right this way, my good sir. Don't mind the guy who's sleeping. He's pretty... All right, this is not funny anymore. I think they know each other. But let me see. There should be one more guy over here. Even though he was shooting at me, I do think that all people deserve second chances. So come over here, sir. I have... Okay, you know what? You don't want to follow me? I see how it is, man. It's pretty rude. This guy over here, though, his name is actually Kevon. So he's actually going to have a really good time with Kevin. I think they'll have a very nice conversation about something about politics. So well, apparently everybody's sleep deprived. I have no idea why. It's not like I've been staying up for almost 2 years straight in this game. All right, he's finally following me. Sir, I promise you, the food is good. And apparently, our entryway is so good that everyone likes taking naps. Then follow me, my good sir. Do not eat the food. Don't stop eating the food, sir. You haven't paid for that. Sir, eat the food. This is not a robbery. Eat the... You know, wait, why am I telling him to eat the food? You know what? Fine. I have to defend myself. All right, now that our customers have been dealt with, very, very rude, by the way, I do want to do one last thing. This base looks pretty nice from the outside. You know, we have a ton of corn and all that, but it doesn't really showcase the inner beauty. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get rid of a lot of these corn shelves. So we're just gonna eat the corn, which will clear up space for other things that I want to put in here. So we're gonna go out to 3 shelves on each side. Get the 3rd shelf over here. And now let's start adding a bunch of color and vibrance to it. So we're gonna get stuff like the mackerels for a shelf. And now we have a much, much better looking entrance. We have a whole vibrant range of colors right here. Very light archway entering into the base. Very, very nice. This took an insanely long amount of time. We are now at 9.5 hours. So let's do the base tour. All right, entering in here, we have our very own fairy light archway, welcoming guests into our restaurant or our food base. We have mackerels, swordfish, salmon, corn, apples, and pumpkins all displaying out front. Then on the inner wall, we have a bunch of steaks, no idea the count. We have a bunch of ribs that don't really fit in the shelves that well. I don't know how many actually fits in a shelf, but I did not get enough to do that probably. Then over here, we have our cooked morsels, which go out pretty much all the way around, as we didn't find as much steak as we did morsels. But coming into this 3rd layer, don't step in here like the people who like taking naps, but come to the side and see our beautiful array of fish, of which we have way too many mackerels. And speaking of mackerels, pretty much all of these mackerels turtles came out of this pond. If you're asking how they all fit in here, I don't know either. Then over here we have our cake shelf, which I actually had too many cakes, so I had to put more on top. Then we have our chars and our eels. The eels are very expensive because they kill you. We make you sign a waiver signing over all of your assets over to us because we want your money. Then we have our rarer fish. Same thing for the jellyfish, by the way. You have to sign a different waiver, but same thing. Then we have our clownfish and our old boots, which are our most chewy option on the menu. If you want to order that, you can get some real flavor out of it. Then we have 9 sharks, bunch of salmon. Salmon's actually pretty common. You must be poor if you eat salmon. Only real rich people die by eating electric eels. Then we have our swordfish. They will cut your throat the second you eat them. Very, very expensive. And now let's go into the base the right way by jumping over the shelf. Over here, we have our farm plus our industrial cooker, where we have cooked so many different stews just by plopping a bunch of carrots in here with our sack. 20 farm plots all at the same place. Very nice, very industrial. We got our teleporter to the level 3 lake, boost pad that we used, camping chairs if you want to sit by the fire, 4 kids tent, as well as the fact that we are also insanely rich with 9 forest gems and 39 cultist gems. But for our very VIP guests, aka Kevin, we have the red carpet laid out with a sign letting you know that this is red carpet just in case you can't see with your eyes. Coming in here, we have our restaurant with flowers, a purple and blue hangout area just in case you don't feel like eating but feel like hanging out. Then right here, and I do want to warn you, this is one of the most important parts about the entire base, so keep it calm, okay? I don't want to seem weird in front of him. This is Kevin, our very, very VIP, VVIP, very, very important person who will eat with you if you spend $20,000 a second at a restaurant. And yes, I do know that price is a little cheap, but I promise you this is the real Kevin. And with that, that is our entire biggest food base. This took a ridiculous amount of time. I don't know why I did this. Hopefully you guys like it. And we just made it to almost day 600 with no beds. So that's insane. Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest Pentagon base in 99 Nights in the Forest. And hopefully the US government won't force me to take down this video. So let's get started by getting our fire to level 3. And I did just realize I am playing the wrong class. So let's fix that real quick. Gotta make sure we have the lumberjack. Decorator is nice for furniture, but to build the walls the fastest, definitely gonna want the lumberjack. All right, here we go. We got our map. We got fire level 3. The first thing we're gonna do is get a bunch of loot and then go get the first 4 kids at the same time, because for this base, it is gonna be a Pentagon. So I'm wondering right now how I want to set it up, but I do know that we do want the 4 kids for it. All right, we got fire level 4, bunch of wooden scrap, get 2 farm plots, sundial, and regular bed, and also the compass when we can get that. I thought we had 3 for a second, but we only have 1. But so far we're actually doing really good for day 1. I got the good sack and the good axe already, so we don't have to wait for the pelt trader. That'll save a little bit of time. Now I just need a weapon just so that I can go get the first 2 kids. All right, this is actually going really good. We're on day 2 technically, really day 3 because we have the multiplier, and we have the fire level 5 already. I feel like I'm doing a mini speed run, but now that we have that, we're gonna go get the first kid because we have a revolver, but I do want to find a spear if we can. Otherwise though, we'll have to wait to go get the second kid because I only have 17 bullets right now. My bullets aren't even old enough to join the military. That's how little I have, but they are old enough to get a driver's license. All right, first kid is safe. We also have an absolute tower of beef. We can put a bun on top and a bun underneath, and you have the average American sandwich. And here we go, piece of cake. First time the farm plots grow. That's actually pretty rare. So let's get a compass, and I don't have enough revolver ammo to go get the second kid, so now I just need to find a spear, even a rifle at this point. I might find that before the spear. All right, this chest is actually what's known as the rifle chest, because if okay, never mind, I'll take that too. Interesting. I'm getting some insane luck with this run. Everything's going super fast. This is gonna be a 5-minute long video speed running the biggest Pentagon base. Maybe I can teach the US government how it's really done. All right, my bad earlier. This one right here is the rifle chest, and okay, defense blueprint. I don't even think we're gonna use that at all. Maybe for a raid if I feel like saving ammo, but otherwise I haven't used defensive blueprints too much. Maybe that's actually a bad thing though. Might be good to start using them, because then you don't have to waste any ammo when you get raided. You just kind of let them run through that, and although they do break, I mean, you can't really use them for anything else. But now I just realized this chest right here, this one's the rifle chest. Okay, you know what, I will take that too. Here's the rifle rock. Oh yeah, whoops, I knew that from the big rifle rock, guys. Sorry, I was stuttering. I just accidentally said chest 3 times in a row, but that's normal. I think everybody does that. But actually with this rifle, we can easily get the second kid. Okay, just took out the last wolf, but I have an interesting predicament that I am in right now, and I'm going to unpredicament myself. just by doing one of these. Please let me in. Oh, I dropped the... What? What? No, I'm out. Nope. I did not know they had a super deer update. No, stay back. I want to stay back, man. It's 5,000 feet restraint. I'm going to the courthouse. I just haven't unlocked it yet. It's fire level 7. Dude, what in the fried chicken was it that I've never seen that before, at least not with the deer. All right, second kid is safe. It only took breaking the laws of physics, but we are going back to the base. We're already halfway to fire level 6. That's pretty good. So now let's try to go get the third kid. But actually, now that I have the strong axe, we can get saplings and wood for our base like crazy. We are going to need 60 wood and 60 scrap just for the torches. But then after that, we could put almost all of our wood, or a lot of it, towards the walls. And surprisingly, we already have exactly 60 scrap. But we will need to get the next crafting bench as well. We're going to get the lightning rod. We'll get the boost pad. We'll get the good bed. And I'm already out of wood. But because we're getting raided tonight, I'm going to place down our defensive blueprints right here for now. I'm pretty sure you can pick them up. We'll put them right here for when we get the raid people coming, or the cultists. I don't know why I call them raid people. All right, it's going to be a little bit late going out there, but we should still be fine. It's only 2 bears. All right, we got the key all before it turned night. We have 3 revolver bullets left, so I'll probably need at least more rifle ammo to go get the 4th kid, but then again, we're not even there in terms of our campfire. We also got iron armor. That's good. All right, 3rd kid is safe. I am currently not, but we use these defensive blueprints, save our bullets, just kind of run around in circles, and there we go. Now, today's an interesting day. The furniture trader's here, and I believe the stronghold should be open by now. I don't think we necessarily need to go to the stronghold, but we are definitely going to trade with the furniture trader. Fairy Lights Arch is nice, mossy fences, camping chairs, curved hedgerows, and a table. And we actually spent all of our coins really quickly. So maybe, you know what? Yeah, it is worth it. We're going to go to the stronghold anyway, not necessarily for the mythic chest, but simply for the fact that you get a ton of furniture coins, just even with level 1. All right, I think this is a good way to use the time. Before I go to the stronghold, I'm grabbing as many saplings as I can, not necessarily the wood, because that will take a while, but I'm gonna get 25 saplings so that we can have a huge pile of trees back at the base, and then by replanting these, we should be good to get enough wood for the base, and if not, we can always get more saplings. Maybe we will need more. I'm not exactly sure. I've not counted the sapling ratio at all, or I don't even know what that is, but we'll see. All right, 25 saplings in the sack, an extra one on hand, and the owl is gonna swoop it out of my hand. That's nice. Wait, I actually, I'm not even kidding. I don't know where my sapling, I don't think it's in the bush. And there's no, I'm actually not joking. I think dude literally stole the sapling out of my hand. Get away from me, man. You took enough. You took my sapling. What's next? My kids? No, he's actually coming for my kids. I'm not even kidding. He's coming for my kids. Stay back. Yeah, you fly up there straight up in the middle of nowhere. You probably just hit an airplane or something. I have no idea how you fly that high, but okay, we're good. So we have all our saplings, 25 and not 26. So we'll plant these, and that should be a lot of wood. All right, let's take out the stronghold real quick. Get those coins for the next time the furniture trader comes by. Then I'm gonna get fire level 6. Then we gotta get those torches to actually make this the biggest Pentagon base. And I just realized I don't have a spear, but I think the strong axe works pretty similarly because it seems to have a longer reach than the good axe. It's probably not as long as the spear. I'm still getting hit a little bit. So actually, you know what? Maybe it's a bad idea to loot the stronghold right now because I don't want to use too many bullets. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to find the spear. Still haven't found one. And in order to find one, I can't be looting out too far. I can't loot out at the level 6 fire range because then I'm going to find gold chests. I need chests like these. There we go. Got the spear. It actually took me a long time to get it, but we also got a lot of fuel on the way, so we should be able to get the level 6 fire by the time we get back to the base. Yeah, it definitely should be enough. Okay, we are 2 percentage points away. Let me just grab some wood. And what in the world? What? I have never seen that. I was right over here and I just got teleported over here with the fire. Maybe that's something to help a glitch. Maybe people have gotten stuck with the fire upgrading. All right. After chopping down all these trees, I just got off the phone with Obama himself. Turns out his last name actually is Care. And we got 173 wood, but it is going to take a lot more than that. He let me know that the Pentagon actually did take more than wood to build, which is actually weird because I have no idea how to use scrap to build walls in this game. Maybe they used shells shelving to build a Pentagon, but then again, I've never been there. So, to build the biggest Pentagon base, we're gonna have to actually try to be geometrically smart, and I don't know what that means. So, instead of figuring that out, let's just head over to the stronghold and get ourselves our furniture coins for right now. Alright, that is cleared out. We'll get what we have in here. We have 140 furniture coins. Actually, wait, there might be a little bit more, because the enemies you kill back here usually drop some. Okay, no, we're good. We got 140 coins. That should be more than enough to get his entire inventory next time, which might actually be tomorrow. We also got some kunai, not bad. Actually, I was right. Furniture trader's back today, so let's use the boost pad to get over there. I do not see where in the world he is. That is not good. We're gonna check the snow biome first, because that would be the one spot I don't want him to spawn in. I don't see him. Not anywhere over here. I'm also too cold to sprint already, so that's not good. Yeah, I don't think he's here today. I wish he wouldn't not be there. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, but I wish he was easier to see. Wait, is that him back there? Yeah, okay, that is him. All right, so it's not easy to find him anymore. It's kind of hard. Okay, we'll get Kevin as well as Nemo. Intersections, fences, trellises, table, and 3 purple bean bags. Not bad. And we still have 65 coins. See, just 15 years ago, if you had invested in the S&P 5000, you would have been able to buy all that furniture for just 15 coins. But inflation is kind of crazy right now. All right, so far it's actually going really good. We got a bunch of furniture. We can go get the 4th kit as soon as we have all these logs back into the bench. And speaking of that, we already have about 200, probably close to 300 with all the ones we have over here. All right, so it turns out we weren't close to 300. We went past it all the way to 329. So far this is going really good. I don't think that's enough for the biggest Pentagon base, especially since I'm going to use about 60 wood just for the torches, which actually reminds me, do we have enough for that yet? We actually don't. So we're going to go get the 4th kit and at the same time get some scrap. Now I don't have too many rifle bullets, but because we got that kunai, it should be really easy and also fast to get the 1st kid or the 4th kid. There we go. That was really fast. We have about 2 minutes left to find all the scrap and never mind. I just ate up those 2 minutes. Hold up. If you put your camera at a certain angle, you can get it a little bit faster. It'll auto open if you do something like this. But if you just do it right, you can reach. There we go. All right. Got a mythic chest, 4th kid. I need to stop saying mythic chest. I'm used to saying that. Okay, thorn armor is not bad. Gem of the forest fragment. We'll take that just for fun. Now is the time to get the scrap. We need a washing machine. Even microwaves would work. Or the V8 engine. Okay, there's a washing machine. And an engine right here. Well, actually, hold on. Is this a V8 engine? Yeah, okay, it is. I'm dead. Okay. You know what? Maybe be a little bit smarter. And I'm out of rope. There's no way I'm out of Robux. Nah, man, I have a problem. I need to go see a therapist. All right, there we go. We're good. Now I'm gonna have to go back and get the 4th kid and all that stuff. But we are getting raided tonight. Or maybe not. The night has gone by pretty far. We're 20 seconds into the night and I still hear the drums, but nobody's actually raiding. All right, you know what? Maybe my death and revive glitched it. I have no idea. But I still hear the drums. They still haven't come. It's halfway through the night. Maybe I scared them off. I understand that too. You know, we've been doing this pretty quick. Okay, we also got a mythic chest right here. That's not bad. Just need the deer to leave me alone and we can open it. Yep, drum music just went away as it's turning day. Must have been a glitch because I died. We also got more kunai out of this mythic chest. I will take that. It's actually been pretty useful. So now let's find where our stuff was. All right, we killed all the cultists, got our stuff. Now let's just get some more scrap and we're gonna be good. We're gonna need a lot more scrap, both for the torches and also the giant bed and crafting level 4 just to get the giant bed. So I'm gonna spend a decent amount of time out here. Okay, now I'm getting the drum music again. This time I'm probably actually gonna get raided, but still pretty interesting. So if you have that kind of glitch, you're most likely gonna get the actual raid on the next day. All right, 4th kit is safe. Let's take out this raid. All right, everybody, please don't enter the tent. Please only go on the outside and hit the spikes. Thank you very much. Okay, that's interesting. We just used up all of the traps, so we're not gonna be able to use that anymore, but it was actually useful. We really used the defense blueprints. Not bad too, especially when you get to these later raids. But now we definitely have enough scrap for the torches. Not enough for the bed though. So first, let's make the actual biggest base using these torches, which expands the base just a little bit each time, as you can see right here. We'll place them all in one spot for right now and we'll move them later on. We actually do need to go get the hammer. That should be one of the next things that I do. So actually, while I get my more scrap that I need, we'll get the hammer at the same time. Don't think I have it on the map just yet, so why not? We'll build a radar real quick. All right, there we go. So it's down south. Take the boost pad, and then we should be good to move around pretty much anything we need in the base, because we're gonna have a lot of furniture, and I know for a fact you're pretty likely to mess up when you're building this big of a base, especially the walls. I gotta figure out what exact angle I want the walls to be. All right, we got a bunch of scrap. Furniture trader's back, and I actually can see him on the map. map, and he's on the way back to the campfire. So far, it's going pretty good. We're also getting close to hitting day 99, but still, we have to build the biggest Pentagon base. All right, what do you have today, my good sir? Fairy light double, 2 lavenders, 3 chairs, red signpost, and a nightstand. Not bad. All right, let's get ourselves a giant bed, place down all of our furniture, or not place it down, drop it down. We'll place a giant bed back here. We can always move it. Defense blueprint, we're gonna drop that for now. Now we gotta see, this base goes out pretty far, so I'm actually gonna have to take out this tree, that one right there, this one, just for making it look nicer. Those 2 back. There's actually a lot of trees I have to take out before we can start building this wall. So let me do that real quick. I'm also gonna get the wood from these trees, because we do not have enough for this base, I don't think. All right, we just cut down all of our trees. Now let me cut down all these trees. All right, guys, I have now found the optimal place for chopping down trees. You may not know about this trick, but it makes you look cooler while you literally die to death. All right, and with this, we have finally cut down all the trees in the way of the base. So we're actually going to use this wood for the walls, and if we need more, we can always get more from the trees that we have right here. All right, haven't even finished gathering the wood, and we hit day 99 in 1 hour and 11 minutes. Pretty fast. Still have a bunch more wood to get as well, but we are about to surpass 500, and we probably have another 1 to 200 right there. Definitely think that's going to be enough for our base. So who knew we'd hit day 99 before we placed a single wall? Now this is going to be pretty big, so it's a good thing that we have all these resources lined up, but still it did take quite a while. All right, finally, this is the last bit of wood. Didn't even pick up the saplings yet, and we have 588 logs. So now let me actually plan how I want these walls to go, and to do that, I'm gonna have to use a very advanced AI software technique. So if you can't understand this, then I highly recommend watching college algebra instead. All right, so we want to make a pentagon, which I'm pretty sure goes like this. No, it doesn't. That is a 3-story home. No, 2-story home. Well, if you count the attic, and you have a window here and a door here. Okay, I was actually gonna keep going, but the furniture trader's here, so no more joking around. All right, I don't see where he is on the map yet. So again, we're gonna check the furniture, or not the furniture, the winter biome first, just to make sure he's not hiding anywhere back there. All right, looking left, not seeing anything, not straight, and not right. This is also not good. We have a blizzard, and I'm already too cold. I really wish they wouldn't do this with a furniture trader. This makes everything just a little bit harder, a little bit stressful trying to find him. There he is. Okay, managed to find him in time. Still a little stressful. 5 camping chairs, signposts, and actually that was not that good, but at least we got it out of the way. Okay, now that we're back at the base, I want to do the Pentagon shape, but we are getting raided. But before then, let me just erase this drawing. Maybe I can quickly draw it. I think it's something like this, like this, like this, and like that. I'm pretty sure that's a decent pentagon. So we need to do something like that in our base. Okay, so what we need to do with our base, it's a circle. So say we want to build the biggest pentagon base possible. We need to build this pentagon with each of these points as close as we can touching the circle. So we need this angle here, which we're gonna call pi. So let me just draw pi real quick. All right, there we go. Took out a slice just in case. Then we need this angle and this angle and this angle. And with this angle, we can actually make a very weird baseball stadium. Okay, but for real though, we need to somehow get these 2 points to be nice. And I kind of think I know how I could do it. I'm gonna just build a few walls for now as anchors. So I'm gonna craft a bunch of walls, drop my stews and bandages just so we have room in our inventory. And so if we want to put the tip of the pentagon, let's say on this side right here, we could put something like this and something like this, and then that would go out to here. So if I go all the way over here and I look straight at this, I try to line it up. So something like that is horrendous. Hold on, let me try again. Okay, that's not perfect, but let's say we build another wall right here with another angle like this, and it goes all the way down here. Let's say we do something like this. That's not exactly straight. Let me straighten that out. Let's say that connects to there. Then we have another one going out here. Wait, hold on. We still need the base. So actually, we're going to have one going straight, which doesn't fit very nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this one a little bit further back here. And we're going to connect it like that. Then we put the base wall right here. Put that all the way back here, as far back as we can. Okay, it's not looking great. The way I built that was a little off. So we'll do this, and then we'll attach this last wall over here. All right, let's check with the flashlight. Still can't see. That's decent enough for right now. We're just building the frame. Then we need one of these, which will go right here. And then this will be our final vertice. We'll place this one right here, going over there. And then this one right here, going all the way back to the top. So when it finally turns daytime, I'll show you what we have so far. All right, so with what we have here, you can kind of see how the base is going to line up. It's not absolutely perfect, but we have something going for right now. We'll try to fix it as we build it, but we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I knew that, 5 vertices. So let's actually start connecting these. I actually do need more walls. I'm wondering how many walls is it going to take, because we already are down to 400 wood, which maybe should be enough. It might not be though. All right, and with this, we have our first connected side. So now let's put this one over to here, and there we go. 2 sides built so far. All right, this side is extremely wonky. Let me actually bend it in a little bit more to make it straighter, just right here. All right, that looks nicer. So that's 3 sides done. This side will be the easiest, just straight, and there we go. Last side, and we only have 4 log walls, so we actually do need more. That's insane. We used so much wood for that. All right, we got 150 more wood. Spilled maybe that many more log walls. Should be enough. And then the rest we could actually use for other things. All right, turns out I made the perfect amount and we're good. So with that, we have our Pentagon base. The tip is right there, connects, boom, going down. It's actually huge now that I look at it. Now, the more sides that I add, the closer that the base becomes to a circle. If I build a dodecagon base, it's pretty much just gonna be a very hard to see circle. So the Pentagon, you can still kind of tell, and I think with hexagon you can kind of tell, but yeah, it gets harder after that. But let's actually make the inside now. So we have 4 kids, and I already know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna put 1 tent in each side or in each corner and build them their own little rooms, and then we could have maybe the tip here be the door. We'll see. For now though, we're gonna build a tent right here. That's the Squid Kid side. Another one right here, Dino Kid side. So we got a boys side, and over here a girl side. And now we gotta figure out what furniture goes with which kid. I think the oil barrel goes over to the boys because boys love digging for oil. You can have that one, Squid Kid, and you can actually have all of the fuel canisters, Dino Kid. Okay, that one went too far. My bad. We'll give you 3 extra as a we're sorry gift. Now for the beds, I already know which one's going where. Kraken Kid gets a giant bed. Koala Kid gets a good bed. Dino Kid gets the old bed. And finally, Squid Kid gets the regular bed with an oil barrel as a pillow. That will totally help your neck. It's memory foam oil, I'm pretty sure. Now for the torches, I'm gonna actually add that to each of the kids' tents. All right, this is good. We were getting raided. Still have 1 cultist left. Can't find him, but we found the furniture trader. He was on the map this time, so we get just a little bit extra stuff. Hold up. I can't find the last cultist. Okay, wait, never mind. He was right here. So he got stuck. It seems like the cultists like to get stuck on the walls whenever they see a gap down here. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe that has to do with their pathing, but it is good to know in case you build a little gap right there, or pretty much anywhere on your base, that you'll know that'll happen. So now let's try to make this a very, very nice base. We got each of the 4 kids that we have to add stuff to. So for example, bookshelf, we could put that right behind the giant bed, just like this. Make it a giant headboard. We have another bookshelf. We'll give that to the Squid Kid. Now, while you're having your nice oil nap, might as well have some nice lawn chairs as well. I also do want to place down my signposts, so I'm gonna see if I can find those. Yellow signpost, that's what we need. Green signpost, we'll actually save that for later. All right, we have signposts for all the kids except for the Kraken Kid right now. So now I think what I'm gonna do, the best thing is to sort my furniture so we know what we got. All right, and with this, everything is sorted out nicely. We got camping chairs, flowers, signposts, miscellaneous, icy throne, snowman, and Nemo, farm stuff, tables and chairs, and a nightstand. So the nightstand, we're gonna give that to the Squid Kid. You always have to have a nightstand for your oil barrel. Sometimes you don't need the pillow. Sometimes the oil has just been too much. I know that's kind of rare, but you can just put it on the nightstand like that. So let's see, what should we do right now? I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the fairy lights on the girls' tents, just like this. We got the arch on the Koala Kid and the regular one on the Kraken Kid. We also have 3 purple bean bags. You know what? We're gonna try to make a mini living room right here. And there's flowers. That's actually perfect. So we can put these all around the flowers, and the flowers give a nice extra bit of decoration. And then we can find something maybe to go in the center there. Maybe maybe we could have Nemo be the koala kid's pet. So if the kids want to come over, they can see Nemo. He's around some flowers. I think that's a fish's natural habitat. That's pretty good. All right, we have 2 yellow chairs, 3 blue ones, and 4 red ones. So we can actually build a very nice setup for the Dino Kid. And I actually have a genius idea. We can have 3 chairs right here, actually 4 chairs, because the Dino Kid isn't going to have a pet fish, but instead pet fuel canisters. These are going really nicely on the market right now. $50 a canister, $200 worth of pets right here. Very, very nice. See, even the Squid Kid is jealous. Look at that. Look, it is not good to be jealous, man. You have a pet oil barrel. Can't believe it, man. My own Squid Kid is okay. He's not being jealous anymore. That's good. You know what? Take a carrot as a reward. This thing is literally bigger than you, but have at it there, champ. All right, now we need a space for Kevin. Kevin, maybe he could be towards the tip of the base, looking out this way, just out in the open as the watcher of the base. But now we actually do have a lot of chairs and a table. So we should make some kind of dining table for the kids. We can do that right here. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're kidding me, bro. I am a genius. We're gonna set up the chairs in a way that makes another Pentagon. Because I have 5 there we go. A Pentagon table. Let me actually put the second table down slightly inside of this table so that they all fit just a little bit better. A Pentagon nice table. 1 seat for Kevin and 4 for the kids. Very nice. Pelt Trader, I'm sorry you're not invited. I don't know how you keep breaking into my base. Now we actually got to build a farm though. We have 70 wood so we can get a lot more farm plots. And I'm going to make this farm just massive. Like just gargantuan. We're going to use all of our farm plots, spread it across 17 acres of prime Texas land. All right. We have made the world's best, most efficient farm I've ever seen in my entire life. Even got the green signpost out front just to show how amazing this is. Now we got to move the crock pot as well. Almost forgot about that. All right. There we go. The biggest farm I've ever seen in my entire life takes up the entire base. Very cool. So now what I want to do to fill in this base just a little bit more is we're going to take all these saplings and plant them throughout the base. So we'll just kind of drop them around, scattered out a little bit, just filling in the empty space that we have because this base is huge. All right, with this should be good enough. Now we just got to plant all of them. Okay, so while we wait for that to grow, let's place the last bit of our stuff. We got 3 blue camping chairs. We'll give that to the Kraken Kid. Now the Kraken Kid has the best bed, but not anywhere near the best base. Koala Kid's base is really cool. Dino Kid has 4 pet fuel canisters. I'm kind of jealous. And the Squid Kid has a pet oil barrel and an extra sapling, which we're gonna plant right in his tent. So we'll see how that grows later. But Furniture Trader's back. He's not on the map. It seems like maybe every other time he shows up on the map. So let's go check out the ice biome first. And bro, I don't know what it is. It seems like every time the Furniture Trader comes, there's also a blizzard. No way. Dude, I have 10 seconds left to get the Furniture Trader stuff. Please have something nice. I'm just buying whatever you have. I'm buying it all. Round 1 table, this thing. I don't know what I'm buying. There we go. 3 seconds left. There he goes. That was pretty close. That's the one thing I don't like about the Furniture Trader anymore. If he doesn't show up every time, he's insanely hard to find. What are you doing in my base? You're not even halfway in my... No, you're in my base. You're within the trees. That is a little interesting. But with this, we can definitely add to our farm a very meaningful update because it is 2025. We do have to make sure that our farm is nice and modern. We can't be outpriced by these California homes. And there we go. Now we have some wooden stools. We will add that to my workbench. That way there's a seat for me and a seat for Kevin if we want to work. Round 1 table. We are going to put that right there. Now, you may not realize it, but that adds so much to the base like you can't imagine. I mean, just look at this shimmer of wood. You wouldn't get this unless you were literally breaking the laws of physics. And also our trees grew. So that actually does fill in the base quite a bit. We have back here Squid Kid, Dino Kid, Koala Kid, and Kraken Kid. Now, what would be really cool is that if in a future update, they made it so that the kids could interact with the furniture, like the Squid Kid. He could sit down in the chair, sleep in the bed. Oh yeah, there's the tree right in between his tent, by the way. I do think that'd be a pretty cool addition, but it might be really hard to do that, and it wouldn't add too much to the game anyway. But now, let's go ahead and place our flowers. We'll add a few around the dining table. We'll add a few around the Koala Kid's base. And then lastly, around the Kraken Kid's base. And with that, we are gonna have that be the actually forgot our defense blueprint, and we forgot a door. We don't have a door yet. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the door be right here. We're gonna build some stakes. Not a sweepstakes because I do not make gambling legal for children. And there we go. Now that actually looks a little bit awkward. So maybe I could make it more narrow like this with the walls that we do have. All right, that looks a little bit better. We'll keep it like that. Cultists will go in here, and we actually have a pretty welcoming base. We have Kevin, our tour guide, who has a bunch of food. We have a nice, very huge farm. I'm surprised I even fit it in here. And we have the 4 kids' bases. Then we have the central place. This is actually really nice. Nice central eating area with the forest adds a lot to this base. It feels so much more empty, so much more lifeless without the forest. But now let's do the base tour for the biggest Pentagon base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Starting out here, we have our defensive blueprint trap. So if the cultists come in, they will die. But me, I am immune to pokey damage, as you can see by the armor. We have a nice, amazing array of trees in a forest here. Kevin, our tour guide, he will actually be the person to lead you through this entire base. I promise you he moves. He's just very shy on camera. Right here, he's next to the world's largest farm. I'm trying to fit this in the frame, but it's so big I can't fit it. Then over here, we have the nice Kraken kids base with our very own pet bunny rabbit. That actually is very convenient that I came over here just at that time. Then over on this side, still on the girls' side of the base, we have the koala kids place with their own pet Nemo, 3 beanbags for a nice living room. By the way, we invited some friends over. They're currently running here because they can't afford cars, and those weapons in their hands are just because we're in Detroit, and you know that your front porch is gonna get stolen in Detroit. Then over here, we have the Dino Kids base, 4 pet fuel canisters as customary in every American household. And finally, the Squid Kids side of the base with his very own pet oil barrel and tree that is in the middle of his very own tent. Very nice. And we actually have some of our first guests. This one's talking to Kevin. Sir, don't worry about Kevin. He's very busy right now. It's not that he can't speak. He's just very, very busy. Excuse me, sirs. I have no idea how you got in here. Actually, I do, and that's a very annoying thing, but I would like to lead you over here, and I would like to lead you all back out through the front door for no reason in particular. I just think that out here is very nice, you know what I'm saying? All right, there we go. Raid is done. We'll actually now have 2 forest gem fragments as well, and that is the entire biggest Pentagon base. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments, but should I keep going? Should I do a hexagon base? Or do we end it with the Pentagon? Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest triangle base in 99 Nights in the Forest. So first things first, gotta check the eyebrows. Yep, looking good. And now we're just gonna be getting a ton of wood, getting all 4 kids, and building a very nice looking triangle base. But it's also gonna be the biggest triangle base, which means the wall is not gonna be here. It's not gonna be out here, but we're gonna have the max level fire and 10 torches, so the wall's probably gonna be like out here, maybe. I'm not sure exactly how big it's gonna be, but it's gonna be big. So in order to do this, we're playing the lumberjack class. That way we can do it faster because we can sometimes get double drops on saplings, and that's basically how I'm gonna be getting wood. I'm just gonna take all my saplings, plant them in a group, chop down everything in existence. And when you're playing lumberjack, you also get bonus logs. So we're gonna need 2 very important things. I'm gonna want the strong axe, and I'm also gonna want a giant sack in order to transport wood as fast as possible. So right now we're off to a decent start. We got 3 wood for a map, and we also have the level 3 fire. So let's go out and try to find something like a weapon in order to get the kids. And also, thank you for the comments, because I learned that with the hammer, you can actually pick up the kids' tents, and we're going to be using that to make this base really nice looking, because when the kids were just stuck in place, it was kind of hard to work around that. All right, we got the stronghold right here. I'll remember it's the top left corner of the map, which is good because this way we might be able to get the speaking of chainsaw, maybe we'll get one right here. That would be day 1 chainsaw. Come on, come on. What is that? Oh, okay, it's a tactical shotgun. It looked white for a second. All right, but that'll be useful somehow. Maybe we could use that in the stronghold, but we'll see. We do have a forest gem fragment though, so that is pretty nice. We're gonna be getting all 4 kids and all 4 beds as well. So maybe we'll even be able to take out some raids and then get more forest gem fragments and get something like the weather machine, or maybe the respawn capsule. That might be a little bit more useful. All right, there we go. We got the bunny foot. That'll give us the good sack. So we already have good tools on day 2. That's what you always want. Now we do need food as well. That's gonna be a problem. So let me get some more wood. wood. All right, let's get the crafting bench 2, and then we'll also get a farm plot, and then we're gonna go get more wood to get a second one. That way, by the time we get the crock pot, we'll have a consistent food source, and then we can really focus on just building the base. All right, there we go. So this will be consistent food. Now we just need to get fuel for our fire and better tools. More specifically, the strong axe, which should be decently easy to find, as well as the giant sack, which might be a little bit harder, but I think they might be the same rarity. I'm not actually sure. It seems to me, just by experience, that the strong axe is a little easier, but I also do want the chainsaw, so we're most likely going to be going to the stronghold. All right, so I just found where the first kid is. I'm going to try to use my good axe since they're just wolves and not alpha wolves. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's working. Just got to be a little careful, and that does it. All right, we got a ton of fuel right here. It should bring me to fire level 4. Oh yeah, that was way more than fire level 4. Dino kid is stuck. We'll put him right there. There we go. I do not want any tents to be missing here. So now let me get some wood, and we might be able to get the crock pot already. Yeah, we should be good to get it. We just need the next crafting bench and 15 wood, which we can get. We're also going to get the regular bed. We're going to place it in a random spot for right now, but when we get the hammer, we're both going to be moving the beds and also the tents. So now let me place my crock pot down, and we're good on food. Now we just need to upgrade this fire. Got to replant my saplings, though. I don't want to forget about that. We're going to need a lot of wood for this base because the walls are going to be pretty big, and you need 60 wood alone just for the torches. We also did just find the anvil, so this is good. We'll know where to make the hammer. And now we just need fuel. All right, there we go. We got 3 chairs here for some wood, fuel canister, bandage as well. We got wolf pelt, so that'll be good for the trader. There also seems to be somebody stalking me. I just don't know who. Can't really put my finger on it. You know, they're very inconspicuous. They're very good at hiding themselves. Just feel like something's watching me right now. It's just very weird feeling, you know? Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to see them. They're probably hiding way far out there with like a telescope or something. But actually, I might have enough fuel for fire level 5 already. So let's test this out. All right, very close. Let me make that biofuel processor, and then we'll finish it off with wood. All right, this should be enough. There we go. So now we can only get the second kid because I do want... Actually, you know what? Maybe I should use the tactical shotgun on the bears. That would help. Would save us a lot of time. Let me build a few things first, though. I do want compass and sundial. That'll help us a lot with navigating to go find the kids and also knowing when to come back home in order to preserve my life, because I kind of like that. My life is pretty valuable to me. It's worth at least more than $5. But considering the fact that we're getting raided today, that means that tomorrow, about a little bit into the day, we'll be able to go get the stronghold for the first time and maybe get the chainsaw, which would help so much with this challenge. And also, when we go get the stronghold, that'll help us to get a lot of old coins, which we will need for the furniture trader, because I do want to make the inside of this base look nice as well. So before it turns day, let me start heading out to where the second kid is, and then we might get the third kid in the same day as well. All right, so far so good. Just making sure to stay far enough away, and there we go. Furniture trader's also here, so this is interesting. I think we might skip out on getting the second kid. We might go to the stronghold early or immediately, and then from that we'll get a few coins, try to buy as much furniture as possible, and then we'll finish out the stronghold. So let me start heading out there. Might not even have too much time to do that. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna just go to the furniture trader and buy with the coins that we have, and then we'll just do the stronghold. I did just find a bunch of coins on the way, though. We have 50 now. That might be enough to buy out his stock. Let's see. I don't need to buy anything on the right side here because that's always there. But I think, okay, wow, he has a lot of chairs. I do need to be careful here. He has a lot of stuff. I don't have enough, so I want to buy the blue rugs. Those are always nice. Hedgerows, dude, this guy shoves hedgerows at me all the time, so I don't need those. Wooden nightstand, I guess we'll take those. So we'll take the chairs, the nightstands, the rugs, and I guess one hedgerow curved because I don't really like the log benches. But now let's go take out the stronghold, and I'm really hoping for a chainsaw before we even get to double-digit days. That will make this 10,000 times faster, especially when you cut down these big trees. They give you 4 saplings each. All right, this is perfect. We just got the rifle, so this will probably help us a ton with the stronghold, but I'm planning to use my spear mostly. All right, last guy. There we go. So let's hopefully get a chainsaw right here. I actually do know a guaranteed way to get a chainsaw. If you look at the mythic chest with your very intense eyebrows, it will actually magically give you a chainsaw. So right now I'm flexing my eyebrows. Okay, it seems like my eyebrows are not good enough, so we're gonna have to put a Sharpie on them. But actually, the tactical shotgun's not... Actually, you know what? It's kind of good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it here. That way, whenever I run out of ammo with this one, I can just pick up this one and get a bunch more ammo. Wait a second. Dude, no. I just made the biggest mistake of my life. No, you've got to be kidding me. No. Dude, don't tell me. Don't. No, that's a fat joke. That's the fattest joke I've ever seen in my life. Dude, I was dropping my stuff to try and make this stuff fit, so let me just pick that up right now. And I accidentally walked into the wall and dropped the second kid. Dude, there has to be a way. Dude, no. That's the stupidest thing in the world. Okay, I gotta think logically about this. We're gonna pick up all the stuff we want. Now I gotta try to, oh, no, dude. All right, well, let me drop all my stuff so I don't accidentally give a microwave to this wall wall. But bro, dude. Can I like use my, wait, this might work. Yes, okay, we're good. That works. Okay, so now let me pick up all my stuff again and never ever do that in my entire life. Well, our fire is at 1%. Probably a good thing that we have a little bit of fuel. All right, got the boost pad. Let's use this. Go get the third kid and then the fire to max level, and then we can actually start building our walls. All right, this is good. I see a fuel canister right here and also one back here. And out of these chests, you can also get an oil barrel if you're lucky enough. Or you, oh, okay, I actually did get something. We got the giant sack. That is one of the things we really need for this. And we also have a base back here with 2 oil barrels. That is what we'll take. Medkit up top too. That will always be useful. Studies actually do show that you're 72.3 times less likely to go into bankruptcy from buying Robux if you have a medkit. 3 oil barrels. Dude, okay, we're gonna get to fire level 6 pretty much as soon as we get back home. See if we can get one out of here too. That's guaranteed fire level 6. No chance it's not. All right, well actually that's one of the things we needed too. We got the strong axe. So that's really good. And we also have 17, you know what? We're forming a conga line, guys. Follow after me. We're gonna go dance to the winter biome where hopefully I'll be the only one to survive. Dude, this is actually, there's so many of them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get close to the building and then run this way. That way they all get stuck on the building and we should be good to not die. All right, yeah, we only got 1 or 2, 3 things chasing me now. All right, I'm gonna use attack on this bear right here. Should only take 2 shots. There we go. So now we're gonna get the third kid. Actually, if I can even make it down the, yeah, okay. Well, whenever we're ready. Actually, I think we should be fine to get the third kid very soon anyway because of all the oil barrels we have. All right, let's put all our stuff down. See if this gives us fire level 6. It actually might. No, it will. There we go. All right, fire level 6 already. That's a good sign. So now let's go get the third kid. All right, now that we have the strong axe, we can just start chopping down all our trees, putting that into the crafting bench, and we could start getting some progress on our wall. Or actually, no, we need to build torches first. That's what we need. Then we can do the wall. Because right now we have a decent sized base, but with 10 torches, I might be able to get it pretty much out here. All right, we do need more scrap, but so far we have about 3 torches. So we're going to put 1 for each of the kids. And I did forget to go get the 4th kid, but because I have the boost pad, actually, no, I don't want to risk it. So tonight, just going to focus on making the base look better. Or actually, I need the hammer for that. So I'm just going to use my strong axe and get the trees around the base. That way we're safe, but it is a little slower than the chainsaw. All right, got the key. We also got the pelt. Take an oil barrel. Now let me get the first, okay, mythic chest right here. That is what we want. Chainsaw, please. All right, let me flex my eyebrows at you intensely. Okay, maybe I have very thin eyebrows, but now let's go to the furniture trader really quick. But before we go to get the furniture trader's furniture, we always have to make a free throw right here. Aim right there. Boom. We totally made it in. I have no idea how it bounced over there, but I guess it just must have been that good of a shot, you know? NBA highlights probably gonna show up, you know, just a dude playing Roblox. Watch ESPN if you want to see that. Let's see what we got here. We got sunflowers. We want those. The hedgerow intersections, I'm just gonna not get those. I never really use them that well. So we're gonna get the camping chairs, the signpost, trellises, and also the icy throne, fishbowl, and snowman. And we also do need a lot of scrap for the torches, so I'm looking for that right now. Well, it also turns out tonight the deer was hungry, so maybe we're just gonna stay out here for a little bit. All right, this deer apparently really wants to kill me. Sir, it is not that big of a deal. You can eat any other animal. I've seen you do it in a cutscene. All right, now let's head out a little bit further, get some more scrap, and then we should be good to have all of our torches. That's what we need the scrap for right now. All right, we actually have our first forest gem now, so that's good. We have a bunch of oil barrels to put off to the side if we need more fuel. 4th kid is back at the base, and we have way more than enough scrap and wood to get the last 7 torches. So let me drop our furniture first, then we'll put the torches around the kids' tents. We'll move these, but I'm just putting them here for right now. And then I'll put the last 2 just back here. And now the wall goes out, I think about where I said, about right here. So pretty big for a triangle base. Now, this is going to be interesting because we're going to be using log walls, so I need to find a point and somehow figure out to make a nice 45-degree angle. That way it doesn't look bad. And I also got to figure out, how do I want this door to look? Because where am I going to put it? At one of the points or maybe even on one of the sides? Got to figure that out. Now, we have a ton of wood right here, so we'll put this all into the crafting table and we might be able to get started on a decent portion of this wall. And I'm also thinking I might want to include some shelves on the outside because I do think that would add a little bit of some looks to it, but I'm just gonna have to think a little bit and then I'll let you know what I want to do. So far, I have this very tactical and beautiful design, and I'm thinking if we have a door right here, this kind of just looks like a flat wall. So instead, I want to make a door right here. That way the doorway is a little bit more narrow and you see the 45-degree angle. And then on the outside, we'll put some shelving going along here with some very nice items, as well as maybe some furniture too. because we'll have a bunch of space right here to do whatever we want, because these are going to be touching the outer edges of the walls, and then the outer edge should be like right here, giving us this room to work with. So that is what we want to do. But I do also want to get the oil drill, because I don't want to be worrying about fuel for this run. So I just need a little bit more scrap, and then we can really get started on the wall. And also we can use the scrap that I go get for the crafting bench level 5 and whatever else we might craft. But let me also get the hammer real quick. I don't want to forget about that. Okay, we're making the hammer, but I'm gonna head back to base after this just because it's turning nighttime, and then we'll go get more scrap. Well, taking a slight detour. Today the furniture trader's in town, so let's see what he's got. Colorful fairy lights, single, not bad. 4 purple pillows. I could try to find a way to use those. Mossy trellises and 2 signposts. Now that I have the hammer though, I do want to start getting some furniture. Like we can get the basketball hoop. That is always nice to have in the base. And then whatever we see, we could use that as well. Oil drill, we are going to have that go into the lake so that these fishes will have something to drink other than water. It is pretty annoying drinking the same thing every day. We also now have a massive pile of wood. This might be enough for at least half of the base, but we'll see. And with that, we have 160 wood now. So let me replant these saplings and we'll start building our wall. But I want to figure out where we're going to put the door. That way we can figure out pretty much everything else pretty easy. I'm thinking here would be a good spot. If I do it back there, the billboard's in the way. If I do it this way, you're facing the back of the crafting bench. This way wouldn't be too bad, but I do like this way just a little bit better. So let's make a bunch of walls and we'll start. That first thing we need though is that perfect 45-degree angle. Without that, this base is nothing. So let's see, is this our 45-degree angle? We're gonna get rid of these eventually. It's just gonna be a guide for us. Is this a 45-degree angle? I don't know how in the world I could tell. Maybe I could put like a protractor on my monitor, but I do not have one of those. So let's see, if we just keep going that way, how would that look? If I go straight, let me try to do this. If I aim this way and I go in first person mode, if I try to align myself straight and I just keep walking until I hit the edge, and I hit the edge right here. Is that straight? Okay, that's not exactly straight. Maybe I could just do this and I could look. Yeah, okay, this is straight. So if I go all the way back out here, the wall is gonna cut right through the base. So we actually need maybe less than a 45-degree angle. So that way the base extends out to where we want it to. So let's pick it up and try a different angle. So like right here, and then bring this one in a little bit as well, and right here. So if I just keep going straight and then I look backwards, we'll see where this lets us end up. So let's look straight at it. It goes through the billboard, or actually no, it goes to right here. So right here is still not what I want. So I do need to make this angle even smaller. This going straight will take us right back there. This going straight will take us through the oil barrels, but we can also move those. So this should be good enough. Now let's start moving this triangle back, and we got to make sure it stays straight. We can't be curving it, can't be messing with it. We need this to be the biggest triangle base. I also forgot, day 99 is a thing. This is a beautiful view, by the way. I have no idea the cinematography, how they did it. Oh, this is just even nicer. Don't you see just how the rock shimmers at a nice 13 p.m.? That afternoon lighting is really nice. All right, so far, here's what we have. We're gonna take out these walls up here for the door, but we are building a nice start to the triangle base. I am getting raided though, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna craft the log walls that we can, and then take out the raid and then continue this. And I also replanted all my saplings, so we should have a decent enough supply of wood to get this done within a few days. All right, we're getting close to finishing this wall right here. So let's see. Gonna pick up these front two, and that's a pretty small door, but it actually might look pretty nice. And then we could have the shelves going along the sides right here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Now let me go place these log walls, and then we'll place the shelves. And then on these shelves, we're gonna be putting some very nice, valuable items. That way our base looks very nice. Want to show off the pumpkins, maybe even cultist gems if we save those. But I want to show off some very nice, bright looking colors. All right, so here's what we have so far. 2 on each side. You could decently see the things as long as you could see through them. So maybe we'll save the bigger objects for the back, smaller objects in the front, and we will see how this goes. All right, we're just about at the edge with this wall, making sure that it's still straight-ish, and that is the edge. Cannot be, wait, maybe? Okay, I can't even fit another one if we squeeze it in. And as for this side over here, maybe we could squeeze one in, or maybe not. Yeah, it seems like we're not gonna be able to do that. So we have the first 2 walls done, and we actually have a lot more log walls, so we're gonna be close to being done. But it does look pretty cool so far. So now let's connect these 2 points, and we'll have the triangle shape. All right, here's what we got so far. These 2 walls done, and these ones are coming together. So now I might as well start placing a little bit of furniture, since we do have the general shape of what we want. So first things first, we're gonna pick up the kids' tents, and we're gonna put them into 2 corners. We're gonna put the boys into one corner and the girls into the other corner. So we'll put the squid kid right here, then the dino kid facing diagonally right here. And we'll make a nice little boys corner back here. And then we'll do the same thing with the girls tents and make a girls corner over there. So we'll put Kraken Kid right here and Koala Kid right here. Very, very nice. It is nice that you can move the tents now because they were really just in the way and hard to work around for a while. We're also going to pick up all these torches. We're just going to place them back in a group over here because I'm not sure where I want to put them yet. My trap is working though. We got some damage on the crossbow guy right here. And then it just takes one morning star hit and they're pretty much dead. Now, not all of them went through the door, but I think half of them did. And all these trees are going to go right now. So now we're more than good enough to get the wall finished. Okay, 177 wood. We're only going to make a few walls for right now because I don't want to waste the wood that we have. All right, getting close. I think I just need 2 more and we're done with the triangle part of the base. Gonna squeeze this one in a little bit and then we'll do the same thing with this one. And the triangle is complete. Looks very nice, but the inside is what we need to focus on now. So let's start out with setting up the boys side and the girls side by using the beds as well. So now we gotta figure out what else do we want to put back there. We're gonna have to separate all this. So now, okay, hold up. Kevin is going with the boys. I don't care what you say. Kevin is going with the boys. So we're gonna drop him here and we need to find his seat. There it is. All right, we got Kevin's chair. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave him back here for now. We're not gonna place him just yet, but we're gonna make the rest of it and then we'll find a good place for Kevin to chill. Quite literally a place for him to chill. Oh, the hoop, that's going for the boys. That too. Okay, we're putting that right over here as well. Now the fish we're gonna give to the girls. That way they can actually find Nemo. All right, all our furniture is sorted so far. Now we gotta figure out where to put it all. We have 2 nightstands. So what I want to do is I want to give each of these smaller beds a nightstand. That way it's a little bit more equal with the kids who have the giant beds. All right, so that looks pretty nice. Now let's take our blue rugs and we'll put that over here for the boys. Actually, the girls do have the blue bed, but I still do think that the blue rugs would belong over here. So let's put them back here a little bit jagged, but like this. Got some fairy lights. That's going straight over to the girls' side. Actually, I have a really good idea for what I want to do with the girls' side. We're going to put the fairy light right here. Then we're going to go grab all of our purple pillows and make a nice little hangout corner. So we'll put one right here, third one here, and the fourth one right here. Not perfectly symmetrical, but that it looks nice. And then in the center, we will put Nemo. And that does look very nice. Now what I also want to do is take one of these torches and we'll put it in the back corner because it is a little dark. There we go. The raiders are also coming through our entranceway. So we got 1 guy down, 2 more coming through. That's good. Haven't taken any damage yet. So seems like it's working decently, but a few of them still do stay outside. Now let's see. We have some signposts. We're gonna put the purple signpost for the koala kid and the red signpost for the dino kid. We have some sunflowers and also trellises and a hedgerow curved. So we're gonna keep these off to the side for a farm. And now we have an absolute insane amount of chairs. These are all chairs and we do not have tables. So I'm not sure what we can do. I might just have to hope that we get a table from the furniture trader. And now actually in the meantime, let's build our farm because this is a little small. But first let's build the outline so it should be a little bit easier. We can put it off to the left right here since there's a lot of open space. Put some trellises in a straight line. No way, dude. Dude, hold up. We're making a triangle farm too. This is gonna look nice. So we're gonna take this trellis, we're gonna pick that up, and then we're gonna take these trellises and pick that and put that right there and then right here, and then just try to connect it to each other like this and like this. Now that is absolutely tiny. So instead we're gonna have this be more open and have it be like this. And if we can get any more trellises to close it off, we will have that. But for right now, this is what we got. So let's pick up our farm plots, and I want to have something where the campfire is the main focus, or the crock pot. So crock pot could go right here, and the farm plots could kind of surround it in a triangle shape. So let's build some more farm plots. Build 4 for now. Oh, this looks perfect. Wait a second. That won't fit. I just realized that will not fit. We're gonna have to expand the farm out even one more, and even then this does not fit. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pick up these 2, and then if we expand it out one more, we could make a line right here, and this still would look pretty nice though. I do like the design, but we'll see if we can even get that. For now, we're gonna tuck our farm plots with the biofuel processor. Now let's take our sunflowers and put them in a triangle pattern in the farm. So we'll have 2 on the corners right here, not really corners, but we'll just have 2 opposite each other like this, and then 1 in the front right here. Very nice, very agricultural, very ergonomic. Not really. Trying to look for the right word. Very architectural. That's not the right word either. It looks very nice. Now let's take some of our torches and put them in a triangle in the farm as well. So we'll do 1 right here, just barely behind the crock pot. Crock pot should fit back here. And then a torch here, torch right here, and we got triangles on triangles in this base. But I did just hear the furniture trader, so let's go hit him up, see what he's got. Hopefully some tables. He does not have tables. He does have hedgerows. We could use those. Bookshelves, some more flowers, barrel, and a yellow signpost. So not bad, but we do need tables, which actually, rather than relying on the furniture trader for tables, we can just go out into other houses and use those tables. And now let's go get ourselves some tables where we could build an extremely long dinner table right here for everybody, the whole family to eat at. That would connect the base and make it look a lot more, I don't know the exact word, but it would work better in tandem. It would be synchronous. That would be a nice word to describe it. Now we just gotta go find houses. There's one right there. Perfect. So we'll grab this table right here as well as the skinny one. And there should be more skinny ones back here. We also get this big rug. Now the nightstand. Okay, this is interesting. We can pick up these fruit stands. I wonder how we can use those. Maybe we could have them around the farm and we could put some of our vegetables on them. All right, we just got our second forest gem. So what that means, we can make the crafting bench. We could already do that, but we can also make one of these. Now the days don't matter too much. Weather, not really that big of a deal. So the respawn capsule is what we're gonna get. We just need 4 more wood. Now we don't really need these saplings anymore, but just in case we're gonna plant them, but outside the base. All right, with this, I have made the world's most creepy smiley face, and I think that's perfect. But now we'll put all our tables back here. For the fruit stands, we're gonna put these on the sides just like this, or maybe what will be even better is that we could use these as the walls that we need. So we could put them right here. Actually, that doesn't even make it a triangle. I have to cut it in a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up these torches and move them into this corner right here, giving us a little bit more room. And then the fruit stands are gonna cut in a little bit closer. So just like this. And that's actually gonna look a lot nicer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up some of our carrots and we'll just put them on the fruit stand like this. Now we'll pick up some of our corn and put that on this one right here. Wait, I can't even pick them up anymore. Apparently when you put these on here, you just cannot pick up your fruits. And I also need to eat something. All right, I just got a cooler while I was out looting. So we're gonna put that back here. We're gonna get Kevin's seat. We're gonna put him right in the corner, just like this. Then we'll put him next to his seat and he will be chilling with the cooler by the boys' base, or the boys' side. Now for the hoop, we're gonna put that not towards the dining table, but towards the farm. That way, this trellis acts a little bit like a fence to keep the ball from rolling too far. And if you want to watch the game, go ahead and do that. We have a couple chairs for you to watch. Now for the rest of our fruit stands, I think I'm just gonna put them like this. We'll take a couple of our pumpkins and also some corn and carrots. And just as I was doing that, the furniture trader's back. So let's go check what he's got. I'm hoping for some more tables. Okay, no tables. We got some yellow camping chairs. We'll actually use those. I don't want the benches or the intersections. Hedgerow curved, we won't need those. So we're just gonna buy the bluebells as well. So we'll take the blue flowers and we'll put them around the giant bed, right at the foot of the bed, adding a little bit of decoration. Then our camping chairs, we're just gonna add that right here. It's also good that they're yellow so it matches. Even matches the Squid Kids tent. Very nice. Now we have even more fruit stands, but I don't think I want to add more. I feel like that would make it look a little bit worse. So we're just gonna put these off to the side. We do have more nightstands as well. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up each of these bookshelves and move them off to the side, giving us room for the nightstand. All right, now let's make our very long kitchen table. Or not even a kitchen table, our dining table. We have 3 total regular tables, so it is pretty long already. But if I do something like this, where I kind of squeeze these into each other, then we get an extra bit of length. And we do have an extra table, but we're not gonna use it just yet. So now we just need to put a bunch of chairs around here, which we do have a bunch of chairs. All right, so far this looks very nice. And we only have 1 chair left over, so we'll also put that off to the side. And this base is looking really cool. We have a boys side, we have a girls side, we have a dining table in the middle. Very nice looking farm. Let me actually pick up a couple carrots, and then we'll put that right here with the corn, unless this is stuck. Okay, no, we got that. And there we go. We have carrots, corn and pumpkins. Let me grab this pumpkin right here, and looks nice. So this base is looking really cool. I actually do like it a lot. And I just realized 2 things. Each of the kids' tents are triangles, and these signposts have triangles right on the end. There's a square right here and a triangle. So this is looking very nice. Still do need that 4 wood for the respawn capsule though, so we're gonna go get that. And with that, we have the respawn capsule, which we'll put by the entrance of the base. Gotta make sure we charge it too. So we'll use the coldest gem, and we're good. All right, we got a few more things. Got the radar, and then I also got a freezer, just so we have more stuff towards the front of the base, because it was a bit empty. What in the world? I just found a basketball out. Well, I don't even see where a hoop is. I don't know how it got over here. But we have a basketball right here. Did it just spawn with the hoop? I have no idea, but we're keeping that. We also got 24 pieces of meat, and we can actually get a little bit more right here. Our traps are starting to break. But let's cook all this, and then let's shove it in here. We'll grab this one just to clean up the base. And now we have a freezer. Not entirely... Wait, what? Wait, hold on. I think it is full. No, I genuinely think we filled the freezer at this point. Yeah, okay, I guess it is full, so we'll eat these. Now what I want to do is add some food to our table back there. So we're going to put some stews. We're also going to grab one pumpkin, because I don't know one family that doesn't just have that one person who eats an entire pumpkin, including the stem too. That happens to me pretty much every dinner. I think that happens most of the time in all families. We're also going to give one person a med kit, because my cooking will most likely kill somebody just because I do not wash my hands after dealing with uranium. And then I start cooking. Then we're going to get some corn for the people who like to eat corn. And there we go. We have a nice, full, pretty normal and average American family dinner. Now let me take all of the blueprints we haven't used, and we're going to put them outside the base. And with this will be our triangle base. Actually, no, we need one last thing. We need to fill up these shelves with something nice. I also do have 9 oil barrels, so I think I want to do something with that. I want to make a tower of oil barrels, and we'll put it right here. So let's see, we'll put 3 in a row and then 4 in a row. Then we'll put 3 on top of that, just like this, and then 2 on top of these. There we go. All right, now we just need 1 more oil. Oh wait, okay, we got it. I guess it literally just spit one out. And then we'll put this last one right on top. Gotta be careful. And there we go. All right, we now have a very decent pile of valuable stuff for the outside of our base. All right, I'm gonna place all my last bit of furniture right here, except for these hedgerows. We don't need those. Wooden table, we already got our table set up. The magnolia though, we will add to the koala kid's bed, and then a fairy light archway. We could put that right here, but then we do have to move this single one, and we'll put it right here as a light for the bed. So now let me get rid of these blueprints by throwing them off into another nation. Hopefully they don't have any laws against this, otherwise we're going to war. And now let's place all of our valuable stuff. Let's actually separate it though. All right, here we go. We got like 7 microwaves, 4 engines, bunch of fuel, 1 washing machine, tires, and oil barrels. So I got to figure out how I want to put this. I'm thinking of putting all the fuel on one side and then scrap on the other. So let's see how that goes. Put the oil barrels back here, and then the fuel canisters we'll put right here. Then we're gonna grab our engines and our microwaves. All right, that looks pretty good. Now what I do want to do is put these 2 engines up top instead of down low, and then we'll put some tires underneath the engines. That'll actually match too, because it is car themed. So put some tires down here. You can actually fit quite a bit. And now for the oil barrels, in order to finish those off, we actually have 2 more right here, the perfect amount. And I do want to go get more fuel canisters just to really fill the shelves. So probably gonna need about 3 to 5 more. Okay, we only needed 3. We'll just put the rest right here. Engines should be good. Okay, one of them fell off. All right, that's not perfect, but we'll go with that. So here is the tour of our triangle base. Coming in, we have the top corner of the triangle, complete with a bunch of valuables that do make the base look a little bit nicer. We have a bunch of fuel, oil barrels that love going all over the place. And coming in, we have some things that are nice for utility, like our lightning rod, radar that we didn't use, but it just looks cool, respawn capsule, which I actually did use once, a nice freezer with all the food that we can need, and an oil barrel cup stack, because who doesn't want that? Then over to our left, we have our very nice farm, which is also in the shape of a triangle. We have sunflowers in the shape of a triangle, torches in the shape of a triangle, and the walls itself are in the shape of a triangle. Then coming back here, we have our boys side, where we have basketball, where the ball is deflate. Oh wait, no, okay, I thought it was going through the ground. But you could play basketball against Squid Kid and Dino Kid. Squid Kid actually kind of looks like he'd be a good referee with the shirt he's got. Then we have our base back here. We have the tents, the beds, nightstands, and even my boy Kevin, who is sitting back here and chilling. Had to pay him $20,000 a second just to appear in this video. Then in the center, we have a nice family dinner table with stew, corns, a whole pumpkin for whoever wants to eat that, and a med kit for the one person who's guaranteed to be sick. Oh, would you look at that? Is my cousin Ricky. Ricky and I don't get along very well. Then lastly, back here, we have our girls side, where we have the beds with some flowers, some nice lighting, and a nice little reading corner or hangout area back here with Nemo himself. I actually had to pay him $15,000 a minute to show up in this video. He is very expensive. But with that, that is the biggest triangle base in 99 Nights in the Forest. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.